And just like that, your boy is back. What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Leo Bridgewater. Welcome back to the Bird section. First installment of the season official. We have Philadelphia Eagles starting training camp. Most teams are starting training camp next week. So it's cool to be able to, see how everybody's getting themselves ready for the season and the things that are being said, and trying to get past all the things that happened over the course of the year, the season. Of course, ain't no other way to put it. We are at this point the defending Super Bowl champions, Philadelphia Eagles. You know, um, I remember thinking, last year, normally, the ones that get on my nerves uh, would be mostly the Dallas Cowboys. What's good, Jimbo? You know, yeah, man. Trying to look. This is the first real installment of the season of the bird section. You know what I'm saying? And so now we're just trying to, now I'm just trying to get everybody squared away. Um uh Hold on. Just trying to get everybody squared away on, the comings of, what's happening in the season. Philadelphia being us being the Super Bowl champions, trying to get everybody squared away on what that actually is going to be looking like in terms of, how we uh how we enter into the season, And so Jimbo, you know what it is, man. This has been I was saying last season, the ones that was getting on my nerves the most, the fan base that was really working my last nerve was the Washington Commanders fan base. They were the ones who really, really pissed me off, for lack of a better phrase. They're the ones because they were talking mighty spicy throughout the course of the season and into the playoffs and got a big piece of humble pie. Now what's interesting is the amount of disrespect that has been shown to, you know, um, my quarterback, Jalen Hurts, and in terms of, you know, um, how he's been viewed as a elite or a top tier quarterback. I think that what's interesting is that you have a lot of people who, think themselves to be people who know football, at least you would think. But the reality of it all is that look, you know, um, Dallas Cowboys fans are, first of all, Commanders, y'all overachieved last year. Okay. There's a few of you who don't, really believe in that sophomore slump thing. And I don't really care if you do or don't. I don't need you to. What you need to know is that um, you know, y'all got a ways to go. And that sophomore slump is real. Okay. So let's not kid ourselves. Let's not play the game. It's real. And Jaden Daniels, and now there's a full blown season of tape on Jaden Daniels. Yep. Yeah, Jimbo, they don't know how to act. I don't get it. Um, that being said, you know, you look at the Dallas Cowboys, and truth be told, I believe that, excuse me, excuse me, I believe that the Dallas Cowboys is a fan base that's trying to talk themselves into a good season without any real substance or any real evidence to say otherwise, other than Jerry Jones isn't acting like Jerry Jones this year. He hasn't been as you know uh putting his hands into things and flying his helicopter into practice and all that. It's interesting because the fan base is so starved and they've been so out of the loop when it comes to winning and everything that even when there's some sort of resemblance of a how a football team is supposed to act or how an organization is supposed to do things, just a few things, all they have to do is just a few things, and the fan base is super excited. They can't wait for the season to get started. They can't this, they can't that. I gotta be honest with you. It just sounds like you guys are just really reaching for something. What? I have no idea. But Jimbo, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I truly don't. I really think that the Cowboys is just I go on and Jim, I'm on Mark Holmes is I'm a channel member for Mark Holmes and a channel member for Game Time Brian, and and when I listen to that fan base, when I go on those channels and I listen to the other channel members talking and everything like that, it's sad. It's really sad, you know. And the funny thing is that they get upset because they feel like nobody wants them to be able to feel like they had a good off season. Okay, okay, George Pickens. All right, good job. Okay, now whatever this is, and I've often said, all I care about is activity. When you've had a rough season, such as the one that they just had, you know, I need to see some activity. Remember 2 years ago when we dropped the last 6 of our 7 games? 6 out of the last 7 games we lost, and we lost in the first round of the playoffs, and all hell was, like the locker room was lost, all this other stuff, blah blah blah. And Jeffrey Lurie said, uh, on Monday, I'm having a meeting uh, with both Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni, and we're gonna have us a come to Jesus moment, and that come to Jesus moment means that y'all need to have a plan, and whatever this plan is, you just need to have a plan, something, and you need to convince me. Well, I try to inform people, especially the Cowboy fan base. Listen, I don't think you guys understand. I get how Jerry conducts himself and the things that he says. He's always in front of the cameras. He's always talking to the team, even when the coaches may or may not have wanted him to say something. That's what y'all used to. That's not what we used to with Jeffrey Lurie. When Jeffrey Lurie says, I'm coming downstairs, and there better be a plan. Oh shit, you better have a plan. Okay, like that's not a good thing because Jeffrey Lurie will give Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni all the resources they need to put a quality product on the field. Yeah, I see you on Mark and Game Times. Brian's Dallas fans are feeling themselves on the Pickens move and Booker, but that running game and rush defense will be tested game one in South Philly. Listen, I don't care what they say. I don't care what anybody from the Dallas Cowboys fan base says. They expect to lose and hope to win. Okay? Either way, win or lose, it's a plus for them. Why? Because it's the first game, and it's their chance to measure themselves against the defending Super Bowl champions, the team that is at this moment the class of the NFL. And whether people want to admit to that or not, it is true. Now, truth be told, I didn't believe that Dallas deserved that game one slot against us. I felt the Washington Commanders were more deserving of that slot, that first game slot, us raising the banner. I thought that they were more deserving of it because they went to the NFC Championship game. I mean, if we have to play a division rival, if we have to play a division rival game one, fine, no problem. But give that to Washington, not Dallas. Dallas doesn't deserve that. Dallas didn't do anything to earn that. They didn't earn that spot. I think the Washington Commanders are much more deserving of seeing us game one than the Dallas Cowboys. But okay, fine. We still gonna smash their asses. Okay, we're gonna smash the shit out of them. That's the day we're raising the banner. Really? Yeah, we gonna tear their asses up. Our biggest adversary at this point, and mind you, we're only a week out from training camp, but our biggest adversary at this point is being able to remain healthy. Health is going to be our biggest thing. If our guys can stay healthy, then we have a very real shot at actually um being able to repeat as Super Bowl champions. So I'm really, really excited about that. I'll also say that, now moving off of the Dallas Cowboys for a moment and the Washington Commanders, respect to the New York Giants, that defensive front is going to be a problem. Okay, and that's the thing for everybody in the division, not named Giants. That defensive front the Giants have put together is going to be a problem. Now, here's the thing. If I have to face this problem, since I do, you know, then when you got a problem like the New York Giants, then what you have to be is you have to be an even bigger problem. And I love the fact that as good as that defensive front is, and I am concerned, you know what I'm saying? I still don't think if I gotta face them, I would rather face them with the offensive line that the Philadelphia Eagles has than any other offensive line in the league, including Kansas City. I believe our offensive line is way better than Kansas City's offensive line. Uh, Look at the last game. There you have it. So therefore, like again, and here's the thing, you know, this this way of being, this type of confidence, all these things, these attributes that I am putting on display and everything like that. Guess what, y'all? It rubs these other franchises raw. It rubs them the wrong way. Like they can't stand it. They hate it. You see how they try to make up all kinds of things and they start pulling stats out to talk about, well, if I had a team that was that stacked, if I had a team that had all those weapons, blah, 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 blah. Okay, first of all, you don't. Second of all, that's not our fault. That's your front office's fault. Okay? You might want to, if you got an issue with that, take that up with your GM. You see, the Philadelphia Eagles made a massive investment in their quarterback, a $255 million a year investment. And what they did was, rather than make that their only big investment, they also invested in other key players to help support that big investment to make it successful. Hence, you get the Super Bowl. This is how it's done. And to be honest with you, when we win the Super Bowl again this year, what will happen is, and mind you, we're set up for some years, but what will happen is we're going to end up being a destination place for a lot of quality veterans who just want to win a ring. Because you'll have a higher chance. There's a higher probability with the Philadelphia Eagles than with other teams. Not saying that you can't think of yourself, but and if you're a young guy, you want to come to Philly because here's the thing: we can't pay everybody. But what we do is, but what we can do is we can, and folks, I'm gonna try to stay on here as long as I can because I got my guy Eagles Jude jumping in as soon as he can. But what we can do is we can definitely make sure we could put you in a position where you can go get a bag from another team. Look at what happened with Oren Burks. Look at what happened with Mekhi Becton. Look at what happened when Kaiser White left. Look at what happened when Javon Hargrave left. When they came to the, like we had these guys They came to the Philadelphia Eagles, did good, made a bag somewhere else. Did it work out for them in those other places? Oh, you know what I'm saying? That's yet to be seen. But I'm just saying, the evidence speaks for itself, Your Honor. Okay, the evidence speaks for itself, and so I'm just of the opinion that whether you're looking to get a ring or if you're looking to get a bag, you can get both of them in Philly. Okay, if you even if you're somebody who you got a little bit of gas in the tank or what have you, you might be a contributor, sort of kind of like the way Junior Seau did when he went to New England. He didn't get the ring, but he got to the big game. You see what I'm saying? First time ever in his whole career. That's the type of effect that we'll have. And mind you, you know, we're going into next year's draft with 13 picks after we made 12 this year. Like, come on. When you look at like what we have, the amount of talent, the guys that we had, like, listen, we're returning we're returning 9 or 10 of our starters from last year. I think it's 10. Makai was the only one that left, I believe. And we're returning 7 starters on defense, 6 starters on defense, and then the guys who will probably end up getting on will probably be guys who have been on the team for a couple of years now. When you think about the amount of players that we had last year, at the end of training camp last year, we had 32 guys, or we had 32 players on our team that we drafted. There was only 5 guys. There was only 5 guys that were over the age of 30. This year, there's only 2 guys that are over the age of 30. Okay. Then when you think about the players who are coming in, we're talking who are going to be moving into those starting slots. I'm excited to see what Eli Ricks can do. I want to see what Keely Ringo can do. I can't wait to see what Jalen Hunts is going to do. Moro Ojomo, you know what I'm saying? And these are guys who, if you go back to you only got to go back one game to see any kind of recent film on them, which is in the Super Bowl. Because these guys all contributed during the Super Bowl. No, they weren't starters, but damn it, they contributed like a mug. So again, like when I think about the kind of talent, the youth movement on this team, the things that these are guys, we got a lot of guys who were rookies last year that's in their second year. If you think about the kind of the core, there's a core group of guys on this team that, with the way how he's been doing the salary cap and the way things have been moving, we got a core group of guys who could be together for at least the next 3 to 4 years. Contracts being staggered, the whole 9 yards. I'm just saying, like, again, if you're a player, a veteran who at one point, just at this point, you just want to get a ring, Philadelphia might be that spot. That's the destination space. That's the place you want to go. If you're a youngin who wants to, if you're a guy who wants to get a second chance, or maybe have something look good or whatever, so you can get a bigger contract, Philadelphia might be that place to be. And if you can't hack it, that's the other thing too. As Bryce Huff. Bryce Huff knew he wasn't good for this team in training camp last year. And mind you, we signed him to a $50 million deal. We signed him to a big money deal, a decent money deal. Okay? But you know what, though? Our defensive coordinator, Vic Fangio, was like, he ain't playing up to his potential. He ain't playing up to what we thought he was going to be. Get rid of him. And guess what? That's exactly what they did. And we got something for him. Okay, so it wasn't like it was a total loss. You know what I'm saying? We accumulated a draft pick. Okay. So again, the way this team and this front office is moving, it's just, like, hey, listen, this squad is going to have to, this team, this organization as a whole is going to have to be is going to have to be studied. Mm. And the fact of the matter is that when you listen to the talking heads, be it on social media, be it on TV, or be it on the internet, on YouTube or whatever, man, the way they talk about Jalen Hurts, ah, ah. See, they throw out all these statistics, right? But here's the one statistic that they never really mention. You know what I'm saying? Here's some things that they never mention, okay? Or when they do it, they tell a half-ass story, right? So for instance, I've had content creators, Mark Holmes, say to me, okay, starts pulling out statistics. Jalen Hurts has never thrown for 4,000 yards in a season. Jalen Hurts has never had a QBR this high. Last year, his QBR was only 60 something. Jalen Hurts fell short on this and this metric, right? All these bad, the way, listen, if you listen to the way they say it, you would never think the guy that they were talking about was a Super Bowl MVP who won the Super Bowl. You would never think this guy even made it into the playoffs. The way they talk bad about Jalen Hurts, I promise you think that they were talking about Dak Prescott. And that stat that I said that they rarely mention is, how does all those numbers that your guy has, how does that translate into, what's up, Marcus? We sit here I'm sitting here talking shit about all these divisional rivals and you know even conference rivals like the 49ers. But anywho, they never talk about how Jalen Hurts, how's that, how has all these numbers that Dak and Josh Allen and Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson, how's that translated into success? Hmm? Because when you look at the people that you have ranked higher than when you put an elite status and everything like that, when you look at the way these guys are actually, when you measure him up against Jalen Hurts, he's beat them all. In the three appearances, uh, no, I'm not gonna always defend Jalen Hurts. That's not that. No, 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 no. Like, I don't want you to think that I'm like trying to be like I'm the Philadelphia Eagles version of Mark Holmes with Dak Prescott. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying to you is that where's the consistency in terms of how are we measuring these quarterbacks when you call them elite? Because it's a fact Jalen Hurts has beaten Joe Burrow. It's a fact Jalen Hurts has beaten Josh Allen. It's a fact Jalen Hurts has beaten Lamar Jackson. I was there to see that. You know what I'm saying? It's a fact Jalen Hurts in the three contests between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs, the two Super Bowls plus the one regular season game, Jalen Hurts statistically has had a better game than Patrick Mahomes in all three games. And out of the three games, he's won two out of the three. So when we're talking about stats, that's what I'm talking about, Marcus. Oh yeah, okay, I get what you're saying. Yes, Marcus, yes, you're right. I am. I'm just speaking up in terms of like what are we doing here? Because it feels like, Marcus, thank you. I'm gonna tell you what it feels like. It feels like when you start talking about elite quarterback and you start having those things out there or what have you, then you know what? What am I doing? Tell you what, because like this is always fun. Um I'm going to put the link to join. If you want to come on, I'll put it in the chat. And if you want to come on in, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you want to join me, come on in. Let's talk about, let's speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Join. Sorry about that, y'all, but I have a fan on me, so I can't light air with the fan blow the air at me. But anywho, you know, um, when you have people when you have people, you know what I'm saying, who are more or less, trying to uh tell half a story to make theirs look good, it's you know what I'm saying, it's the question that I always have is, you know what I'm saying, all right, for sure, no problem. Anybody else, come on, hop on in, you know what I'm saying, speak your piece. I love to hear from you all. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, what I was saying is that anytime you have, some people who are trying to tell half a story to make their point look good, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, you've had Dallas, you've had Dak for 10 years, okay? And for 10 years, you have given Dak all kinds of combinations of good teams with talent. Some without some of those teams without talent. But the point is that you had them for 10 years. So, truth be told, when we look at the 30 years it's been since you've been to the Super Bowl or to the NFC Championship game, in the 30 years that you have not been there, Dak accounts for a third of those 30 years. Okay? Dak accounts for a third. Okay? One third, 10. 10 of those years. Okay? And I said this yesterday, and I was just giving an honest take and an opinion and saying, okay, well, I said on Mark Holmes's thing, I said it seems to me based off of the amount of the amount of the time and looking at everything over the years, I've noticed that the bigger the game, the more he shrinks. Hey, King Alexander. Hey, Kia, what's good? Welcome to the bird section. You know what I'm saying? And if you can, everybody, those of you that's on, give me a like. You know what I'm saying? Tommy. Okay, Tommy. What up, fam? You know what I'm saying? What's good? No, not go Ravens. Okay, wrong team. And we took care of that last year. So shh. And if you want Tommy, hop on in, man. The link to the Zoom is on here. So if you want to hop on and give me your take on why you think the Ravens is going to be, and listen, the Ravens have put together a comparable roster. Okay, their roster is just is as comparable to ours, but I just don't. Mm-mm, I don't see it. I really don't see it. And it's very difficult for me to get there with y'all. You know what I'm saying? It really is. It's going to be interesting. I'm predicting that this will be Jalen Hurts' MVP year. Hmm. Hmm. And if it's not him, you know who else is going to be in the running for MVP? Saquon. I think Saquon going to be in the running for it, y'all. Call me crazy. You know what I'm saying? You can call me crazy all you want. Saquon is going to be in the running for MVP, him and Jalen, which is going to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, going back to what I was saying before, like, hey, look, you know, honestly, I actually have it picked to where I think it's going to be Baltimore and Philadelphia in the Super Bowl this year. With that, now, listen, Tommy, you remember just a few years ago, me and you we was calling that. I was thinking that's what it was going to be. Matter of fact, I think it was last year. I was thinking like, oh, we might actually get all birds, you know, Super Bowl. But Lamar, you know what I'm saying? And like the argument can be made that I've heard the argument. I tell you what, I can make the argument for Lamar a whole heck of a lot better than I can for Dallas. and it's the same thing like it's the same excuse. Like what Dallas says is that they go, well, we didn't, like it wasn't just Dak, it was the whole team. Other players didn't show up. Other people didn't. Okay, fine. You know what I'm saying? But I can stomach that a lot better coming from Baltimore than I can from Dallas. Because truth be told, you know what I'm saying, hey, if Mark Andrews had made that catch, could have been a different story. Could have been that all bird Super Bowl. I can't say that about Dak. You know what I'm saying? I can't. I can't say that. I've never seen Dak beyond the second round in 10 years. In 10 years. You know what I'm saying? The Baltimore Ravens in 7 years have gotten a better return on investment without having gone to the Super Bowl than the Dallas Cowboys have gotten in 10 years with Dak Prescott. Mind you, I've seen that get big, big, big money twice. Okay? He finessed y'all for two big ass contracts. And look at what you've gotten. And every year, you know what I'm saying, he talks a good game. Now listen, if you guys are that if that fan base is still more so feeling better about being regular season champions, God bless. Y'all can keep that. I want to go to the playoffs. I want championships. You know what I'm saying? I want to go to the Super Bowl. I want to think. I don't want to be excited because my team is doing, every little thing that my team does that a team is supposed to do. I want to get excited about the extraordinary type of things, the good activity. See, activity is when things go awry, and at the end of the season, things get shooken up. Now, whether or not those changes are good or bad, we don't know. But here's what I do know: I seen some activity. Like, and I give you a really good example. Okay, I'm still for years. Okay, I have been trying to figure out how come we didn't see any heads roll the 49ers. See, Brock Purdy, you know what I'm saying, being at the helm, you know what I'm saying? Brock Purdy being who he is, that was a luck shot, okay? That's Mr. Irrelevant, okay? Mr. Irrelevant saved the team. And you got you one with him, okay? All right, I respect Brock. I respect what he was able to do the whole 9 yards under the circumstances in which he came in. You know what I'm saying? I respect the hell out of him. I really do. I genuinely do, okay? But why after draft picks were given up. Draft picks who were no longer on the team. Alex Smith, Jimmy Garoppolo. Like how is it that y'all went through all that draft capital, and it was Mr. Irrelevant who saved you, and no accountability from the front office, zero accountability from the front office. Yeah, see, that's a problem for me. That's a real problem for me. Why? How come? Huh? What happened? Nobody, so nobody is going to get in trouble. Okay, and then you wonder why y'all not winning. Same thing with Dallas. Now the difference is between Dallas and San Fran is with San Fran, you have no idea what the hell the problem was. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell where in the front office or where in the coaching staff, where on the coaching staff did things go wrong. Those issues haven't been truly identified. In Dallas, oh, you know exactly what it is. It's Jerry and his son. The fan, hey y'all, and this is for everybody other than the Cowboys fans. 'Cause I'm telling y'all, did y'all know that amongst the Dallas Cowboys fan base, did you guys know that they call Stephen Jones Catboy? That's his name. And they call Nick Sirianni, the coach from the Philadelphia Eagles, they call they call Nick Sirianni Count Dracula. That's how they think of us and themselves. You know what I'm saying? You know, because everyone knows, hey, the Cowboys, if they give anybody a big money a big money contract, they want them to shoulder the load without giving them any kind of real support. You know what I'm saying? Um, Dallas, your run game is super suspect. Okay, you couldn't do anything. You couldn't even stop the run last year. You know what I'm saying? So now, and I know some of your best players. Matter of fact, nobody from Dallas is actually. You got Micah, who hasn't gotten his contract yet. Like, what's going on? What kind of messages are y'all sending y'all players? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? I don't think George Pickens is going to be there after this year. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're going. Like I don't know. I don't know for real. I don't know. And Washington, okay. You know, I think again, New York, y'all gonna be better than what y'all were last year, but not better than us. You know what I'm saying? But y'all gonna be better. So again, all these things that I'm saying to you guys and all these things that these are things that I've been like accumulating over the course of the off season because again, Washington fans have been talking mighty spicy. You know what I'm saying? Deservedly so. But not no 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 not deservedly so. I can almost understand where they're coming from, but that 55 was the humble pie that they needed. You know what I'm saying? When we put because they didn't see that coming. And you know what? Let me talk about that real quick because I thought this was really interesting because this tells me a lot about the the Washington Commanders and that coaching staff and that team, right? So you know, this is looking at last year. The offense ran through Saquon. You know what I'm saying? My man was on a 2,000 yard campaign. He did it. Well, and the guy was doing everything, and you had to spend an entire week preparing for the Philadelphia Eagles and preparing for Saquon. I am sure that the coach, that Dan Quinn, the defensive genius that he is, along with his defensive coordinator and so forth, I'm sure they spent the whole week saying, we got to stop Saquon. What do we got to do to stop Saquon? Let's do this to stop Saquon. Let's stop Saquon. We got to stop Saquon. That's probably all they heard all week. Okay. And you're telling me that the very first time, off the very first offensive play, Saquon runs it for 60 something yards. Do you know how deflating that can be? Hmm? Do you understand? Do you understand how that could kind of have an effect on a team? Do you understand how that could linger on during the course of especially in the off season? You know what I'm saying? Because what's interesting, especially as a Eagles fan coming off of a Super Bowl win, is what's interesting is that you know they talk about the Super Bowl and what we did to Patrick Mahomes equally as much as they talk about the NFC Championship game because we put up 55 on the Commanders. 55, 5-5. We put 55 on y'all. Okay? 55. God damn. That had to be deflating. You know what I'm saying? Like right? That you didn't find that deflating at all? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I think is, very telling. Hold on. Okay. Just looking at I got a message from Eagles Drew and he's gonna try to hop in. But Can you understand how deflating that had to have been, and what that would do, how that would carry on to the following season? Uh, uh. See, here's the thing. That team left Lincoln Financial Field. When they come back to play us this year, it's going to be like returning to a scene of a crime. That's what it's going to be like for them. There's those guys, Terry McLaurin, who's not happy he ain't got his contract yet, which says how the team really thinks of him because he ain't even signed, and you like a week away from training camp, and you ain't got your number one, you ain't got your top receiver signed, and y'all brought in Debo, right? Okay, okay, whatever you say, my man. All right, bet. Not good, but okay. And mind you, all of everybody except for two teams, no one has their second rounder pick, their second round pick signed. That's a problem we all have, which is a problem. The difference is that we don't need our second rounder to come in right away and be a starter. Okay? We don't need Andrew Makuba to be a starter right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? I like our secondary. I like Sidney Brown. I like Quinion. I like Reed Blankenship. You know what I'm saying? I like Cooper DeJean. I like Quinion Mitchell. You know, I can't wait to see what Keely Ringo and Eli Ricks is going to look like. You know, that DB position that's going to be a battle, that second DB position. But you know what? We actually got the talent for it. Plus, we drafted young at that position. You know what I'm saying? We got some guys who are 6'2" playing DB. So our guys ain't even little like that. You know what I'm saying? Running 4.3s and shit. You know what I'm saying? So our guys is not little like that. So I'm just saying, man, listen, if you going to talk about us, you know what I'm saying, then hold on for a minute. Who's this? Oh, that's Drew. What up, Drew?
What up? What up? What's going on, man?
Hey, you know what? Sitting up here. Hold on for a second. Let me let me turn this down. All right, there we go. You know, Drew, I'm up here talking my shit, right? You know I'm talking shit, right?
Talk it, bro. Talk it.
Yeah, I was just explaining to the I was explaining to everybody, you know, like, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? First of all, let's not allow ourselves to get caught up in these statistical conversations with Cowboys, Commanders, and Giants fan bases, even 49er fan bases.
Right.
Because those statistical type of conversations, and I want to make another point too, but those statistical conversations are always off by half. And what I mean by half, meaning
Mhm.
you could tell a hell of a story using the numbers and everything like that, but
Right.
you don't include the most important numbers, which is how many playoff wins, how many
Right.
Super Bowls, how many championships. When
Right.
you talk to me about Jalen Hurts and you're comparing him to Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes, I'm sitting there saying to myself, but he's beat them all.
Yep.
Okay. And out of that group, Joe and Patrick are the only ones other than Jalen who's actually gone to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You can't even give me a Super Bowl statistic on Lamar Jackson. There isn't one.
You can. You
Give
can.
me a Super Bowl statistic on Josh Allen, the MVP of last season.
You can.
Ain't one. You know what I'm saying? Give me a super what are we doing here? Give me a Super Bowl statistic on Jaden Daniels, who they have ranked higher than Dak Prescott. So again, huh? Huh? What are we doing here? What's happening here? Why? You know what I'm saying? Tell me your thoughts, man. Champ. Champ.
Yeah, champ. Yeah, no, listen, man. Statistics are for losers. You know what I mean? We can look at Tom Brady when they had the undefeated season and talk about it and how great it was, how awesome it was, which he had a super team. But at the end of the day, what did he finish it off? Was he able to win the Super Bowl? No, he lost to a wild card team. And you won't hear people talk about that. You'll hear people, oh, Tom Brady had this super team, but you won't hear that he lost to a wild card team, not a division champion, not a the Giants were a wild card team. They went in there and they took it to Tom Brady. So,
That's
we
true.
could sit back and look at all these statistics and make all these excuses. And at the end of the day, did your guy finish the job? Did he finish the job? Did he get there to even to attempt to finish the job?
And that's why I
So
respect. That's why I respect Eli more than I respect
exactly,
Dak.
exactly.
I
And you're right. I've said this before last year. You probably heard me saying that. Dak Prescott reminds me of uh, Donovan McNabb light. He's
mm-hmm.
Donovan without the playoff wins. You know what I mean? Dominates his division, plays well when he needs to. But then when the lights come on, he disappears. I mean, it's just a fact. It's not knocking. It's not saying Dak is not a good quarterback. Dak is a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. He's a good quarterback. And
But
if
you
he
know
wants
what's
to shut the
difficult with
people up, he got to win.
but what's difficult with that is that you can even say, Drew, Donovan disappeared in the Super Bowl.
Of course. But not only the Super Bowl, though, but look, it was 4 championship games, right? At least
And it,
he disappeared in 4 championship games and in the Super Bowl, four in a row, right?
right,
And a super,
right,
which one turned
right.
into a Super Bowl. So that you say whatever you want about Dak. You can make fun. I mean, you can make fun of Donovan.
Donovan.
Well, yeah, but what do you say about Dak? Dak hasn't even been past the divisional round. So you can laugh at Donovan all you want. You can call Donovan a loser all you want. What does that say about Dak?
Beast Marcus, what's good, man? You jumped in.
Yo, what's good? Y'all hear me?
Yeah, yeah, we can hear you just
What up,
fine,
though?
bro. What's up,
Yo,
What
that's
champ?
up,
what's
though?
what's good. I finally got on with you, bro.
Hey, I'm glad, man. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you,
What's up,
man. For real.
Marcus?
What's
Yeah,
up,
yeah.
Drew? Yeah, I had to
What's up,
support you,
Marcus?
bro.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey, I appreciate it, man. You see how Mark and them be trying to roast me and whatnot, right?
y'all be on it.
Yeah. All right, and you know what? Since I got the two of y'all on there, I'm gonna ask. You know what I'm saying? How do I do? How I be doing on Mark's show and on Game Time show? How I be doing? You know what I'm
Yo,
saying?
you be handling yours, bro. Like they don't speak up. You a talker like me, bro. I can go, you know. So when you talk, I just jump in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, but you do
Listen,
well, though. I like your knowledge, everything you say, man. I kind of agree with, especially with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is the truth, bro.
yeah.
And a lot of Cowboy fans don't give him his respect. I'm a Cowboy fan, but I
Mm-hmm.
can't lie, man. He's gotten it done. Dak hasn't,
Mm-hmm.
man. You know.
Yeah, and that's why I said, like, we're talking over a 10-year period. So
Yeah.
when
Right.
when you put it in those terms, that means that Dak accounts for 1/3 of the 30 years that y'all have not been to an NFC Championship game or a Super Bowl.
Yeah. No
Right.
doubt.
A
Yeah.
And see,
third.
and some Dallas fans like Marcus, not you and some other guys, but some of them, a lot of Cowboys fans get offended when I talk about them. I'm not hating on them. I'm just giving you like what I've seen. I'm giving you the report card, the resume. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I'm just
Right.
speaking on that. I mean, I could be dead wrong, but a lot of guys get kind of in their feelings when I'm just telling you, like you said, the 2/3 of the last 30 years is on Dak. The other 2/3 is on Tony Romo. So the calculated 30 years that Dallas has had those two quarterbacks, they have 4 playoff wins. So they both amount to the four, two apiece. That's problematic. It's
Yeah.
problematic.
Dak
And then
got
they'll say,
Damn, I
but
didn't even think
it's a
about it
team
like
though,
that.
Marcus.
it.
They'll say it's a team, Marcus. It's a team, and I'm cool. You know what?
Yeah.
We can eliminate talking about Dak. We can eliminate talking about Jalen, right? I'm fine with
Yeah,
that. But
right.
when we do talk our stuff, I guarantee you'll have a Cowboy fan that jump in and say, "Oh, well, Dak is 9-4 against the Eagles. Wait a minute. Are we
Right.
going to keep it? Are we going to keep it team, or are you going to keep it Dak? Because you can't have it both ways.
And
I'm
both
cool
ways.
with keeping it team, but if we're going to keep it team, don't tell me Dak is 2-5, because I'm gonna turn around and ask you, is 2-5 better than 9-4?
Yeah, sometimes you got to take your game to another level too. Dak never did that. Eli Manning has done it. You know what I mean? An average quarterback at best, in my opinion. I mean, he going by the the Manning name, but bottom line, he got it done in crunch time. Dak has yet to get it done, so he's got a lot to prove this season. And now they got
And Marcus,
Pickens. You know, you got Pickens and
yep,
CD, so hey, he
Yep,
got the weapons now too.
yep. Hey, but you know what though, Marcus? I just said to Drew, but I respect Eli more than I respect Dak, just off the strength
absolutely,
of that last Super Bowl.
Uh,
Marcus, he did that whole thing on the road. The whole
absolutely,
thing.
yeah.
absolutely.
Like they played
Oh.
every single game in the playoffs on the road.
Right.
Now,
Oh, that's what really got me. We were like 13-3 that year, had like 9, 10 Pro Bowlers, and he just ran through everybody. He went to Green Bay, took them out. I'm like, man, who is this guy? You know?
yeah, that's why I'm like, man, they took a whole team of misfits, you know what I'm saying? And you know, and messed around and went all the way to the damn Super Bowl and won. And they
Yeah.
Now,
took out Brady, who was on
the super
a
team.
undefeated
It
season.
was the super. That's a super team. Randy Moss was on that team, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, he went through a lot
Randy
of
Moss, Hall of Fame. Randy Moss.
yeah,
yeah.
That was a super
That's
team,
the
dude.
crazy thing with Maul. That was a top tier offense that year too.
Dude,
yes,
top
yes,
tier.
yes,
And
yes.
Yeah,
hey
record
Marcus,
breaker.
here's another thing that kind of it irks me a
True.
little bit, and nobody does it more than Mark Holmes, right? Is that we make excuses for Dak because he was comparing Dak to Romo a couple days ago, talking about the running game that he had, the offensive line that he had.
Yep.
People forget that Dak's rookie year, that team was for Romo. That
That's
offensive
true.
line was top tier.
That's
You
Yeah,
true.
that
had
was a top
Zeke
tier line.
behind top tier offensive line. You
Yep.
had Dez. You had Wheaton, who was a Hall of Famer.
Yep,
You had
Yep.
yep.
he had weapons, bro. So for the
Had
first
Zeke
four
was in his
years,
prime.
thank you. Not only that, 2019, Marcus, don't take my word for it. Go look in 2019, Dak had Cooper, he had Cobb, he had Gallup, he had Zeke, he had Pollard, and he had he had Witten, and he
Witten
had
was
a
there
strong
too. Yeah.
offense. He had
Yep.
an offensive line that was dominant, right?
Yep.
He went into Philly to play. The winner goes to the playoffs and win the division. Dak only mustered up, what was it, 19 points? I don't even
Yep.
think was it 19 points he could only muster up? Oh,
Yeah,
but his wrist was hurt. His toenail fell off. It's always an excuse. This
yeah.
guy has had teams. I'm gonna say this and I'll be quiet.
That's true.
Zach
That's true.
Martin, Hall of Famer. Zach Martin said on whatchamacallit show, what's his name? Who played for us in the championship, the defensive tackle. You know what I'm talking about. He
Javon.
smokes weed too. Um
Oh, you
Kevin
talking about Chris
Long.
Long?
Chris Long on
Chris
Chris
Long.
Long show. It's recorded. Zach Martin came out and said that the Dallas Cowboys have had teams that are just as talented as all the Philadelphia Eagles teams. And you know what he said? We choked.
They couldn't
He
get
said
it done.
we choked.
Yeah. Michael
So what are
Parsons
we
never
talking
got it
about?
done.
What are
You
we
know what I
talking
mean?
about here?
D
You got a
Law,
point.
D Law, the man who said they got tired. Never got it done. They paid him to be a pass rusher, right? He turned into a run stopper. I'm just keeping it real right now. And that's what it is with this guy.
Oh, 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 oh. No, Marcus. I'm one of those people. I'm a firm believer in staying out of grown folk business. You know what I'm saying? And when when Cowboys fans start talking about the inner workings of their team and how they think of how they think of their players and everything like that, that's the time for any other fan base to just be quiet and just listen.
Yup.
Because a lot of times, and I said this, when I listen to Cowboy fans talk to each other, they literally say the same things we say about them.
Yeah,
They
man.
just don't like it that it's us that's saying it. You see what I'm
Boom.
saying?
Yeah, the
Boom.
truth hurts. The old
And
saying.
that's my point. That's my whole point. You know, like I said to Mark, I was on the show yesterday, and I said to him, I said, Mark, like, listen, when I was downrange, and we would get ready to go out on a mission or patrol or something like that. Before we left, there was a thing called a safety brief. Like, we get the brief, the mission brief, right? And the mission brief, you find out what route that's where they show you on the overhead, on the satellite projection map. They
Yeah,
show
yeah,
you where
yeah,
you're
yeah.
going to be driving through, all the
Right.
different danger spots look out for, just to give you some things to be prepared for. You know what I'm saying? But they talk to us about it. And
Exactly.
whenever I try to have that sort of kind of conversation with Cowboy fans, because listen, when I come to Mark's channel, when I come to Game Time's channel, I'm scouting.
Oh, no
I
doubt.
am scouting. I am
No
scouting.
doubt.
I am listening. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking I'm taking what they say about their players seriously. I had to ask a Giants fan 2 weeks ago about Azeez Ojulari, who we got. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, yo, Jesse. And I asked him, I said, Jesse, tell me about him.
Yo, he
Huh?
nice.
That's
I
what,
like
yeah.
him.
Aziz
Yo,
is nasty, dude. He
yeah,
nasty.
that's
Yeah.
and listen, Jesse didn't even hold back. He didn't even let he didn't even let the question mark in the question come out before he
Oh,
started answering. And he said the same thing you said, Marcus, the same thing, almost with the same sort of reverence. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, he's good. He's a dog.
But you know what else though, Leo? You know what else? He's a Georgia boy.
I know.
He's a
Yo.
Georgia boy. And
Yup.
guess who he playing with? His homies.
His old
He playing with
teammates.
his homies.
with his boy, you know how that
Yup.
He
is.
playing
He
with his
gonna be
homies.
inspired. He gonna be
Come on, bro.
inspired.
Come on,
Yeah.
man. And guess what? His homies about to get a ring.
Yup. On the
So
18th. Yup.
you think he not gonna be at the award ceremony in the cut behind the curtains looking like, man, I want one of them. I
Yup.
want that.
He
Come
don't have
on,
to
man.
be the man in Philly neither. He could just be part of it. You know what I mean? Like with the Giants, they wanted him to be more than what he was. But
Mm-hmm.
here, yo, he just filling in. He'll be a better version of what Hassan Reddick was because Reddick couldn't really
Really.
play. This guy could do both. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Really.
He's got a real good motor on him too. So
And stopping the run is a mentality. It's a
That's true.
mentality,
That's
right?
yeah,
true.
Because I'm gonna tell you, if you go back and listen to Nolan Smith and his Exciting Mike's interview, he said something that when he said it, the light bulb came on. He said this: I stopped the run on my way to the
To the
quarterback.
quarterback. Yep.
yo,
When he said that, I was like, oh,
Oh.
okay,
Yep. That's
okay.
true.
That's the
that's what I don't
mentality.
like about Micah sometimes. Like Micah, my man, he get a lot of like sacks, but he don't like focus on stopping the run. Like really, you know what I mean? Like he
Yeah.
just
Mike he's a genius rushing he's a
yeah,
monster
he's
rushing the
great at
quarterback.
it. But
He's a monster.
he got to be better at stopping the run too, though.
But you know
You
what
know?
though, Marcus? Here's the thing. This is where I'm being, and you call me judgmental or whatever, but I'm just saying, when you're about to sign a mega contract like the one that he's about to sign at some point or another, saying he's terrible at stopping the run should not be something that's said for someone in his position at this time in time. You've been in the league, like, this is what, his fourth or his fifth year.
He been in the
Yes.
same league, the same amount of time as Devontae. They got in the same draft.
So this is his fifth year.
Oh, fifth year. Yep.
Yup, this is fifth
Yeah,
year.
he's going to the year 5.
Yeah.
So you telling me in year 5, his ability to stop the run is still in question?
But Lil,
Yeah.
I
That's a
think he
problem
can
for me.
do it. I think he can stop the run, but he's focusing on the bag, bro. Like he knows if he
Listen,
get the sacks, he gonna get paid.
hey Marcus,
I
I
can
agree
accept that.
with you. I agree with you,
I can
Marcus. You know
accept
what I
that.
think? I think that this is how, like, you could tell the Dallas franchise is not really focused on football. I agree with you. This is the problem. Their Matt Eberflus runs a 4-3 defense, right?
Yep.
And of course, everybody tweaks their defense now. You know what I mean? It's a hybrid, but the base is 4-3.
Yeah.
Micah, if they were smart, put Micah in a 3-4 defense.
I said it for so long.
Put
Yep.
him in a 3-4 defense.
He would
Have
be a
him stand
beast.
up. He doesn't need his hand in the dirt.
He'd
Have
be
him
like,
stand up on the
yeah.
edge. You can move him around and
Hey.
let him wreak havoc. In a 4-3, don't let him put his hand in the dirt. You can move him around all you want.
That's how he said LG.
When Jordan Mailata gets his hands on him,
Yeah.
he cancel Christmas. Landon Dickerson gets his hand on him, it's a wrap,
It's a wrap.
B.
Yeah.
It's a
That's
wrap.
how Lane Johnson be doing them. Lane Johnson be manhandling Mike at times. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He could size him up. Like you say, you put him in a 3-4, and he'll be a beast. That's why I want Belichick. I want
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put him in there with Pittsburgh. Put Michael with Pittsburgh. Put
Yeah.
Michael with Pittsburgh. Watch what he do.
Now let me ask you something. And this is just me I'm just spitballing here, okay? But Marcus, do you think, in your opinion,
Hey,
do
I got
you
to step
think
away
it's
for just
out
a
of
minute. I'm
the
not going nowhere.
do you
I got to
think
step away for a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Do
Yeah.
you think, Marcus, it is out of the realm of possibilities that a big time trade could be coming in where Micah ends up in Washington? Because truth be told, I really think he wants to go play for Dan Quinn.
I don't know. I think
I
Jerry
really do.
never allows the star to leave the building. That's one thing that I
Understood.
can say they have on their side, the Cowboys, and retaining his rights, because the star player never goes out the building. He'll sign them. But I put in the chat the other day, I said, should the Cowboys consider maybe trading Micah Parsons? I didn't say I
Right.
would, but they should also put it out there, because nobody's untouchable, man. For the right deal, anyone can be dealt. You know? So I'm looking
Hey,
at it.
look at what y'all did with Herschel Walker.
Right.
And I'm thinking, like in my mind, I'm like, yo, that Micah could get you like a Herschel Walker type of, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Right.
like you get that kind of haul.
Then you could sign Sam Williams. You could sign him. He's an outstanding outside rusher. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But here's what you also do. You delay having to pay that big ass amount of money to a defensive guy
That's
for at
right.
least a couple of years.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna you're not gonna have to pay. Now the problem with that is that if it makes sense, they don't do it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the in my opinion, that's the one trait that I've always noticed when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys is that if it makes sense, they won't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey guys, but they don't really like have a game plan of where they're going. You know what I mean? Like, you can always pay people, but like, what are we doing with the other part? You know what I mean?
It seems to me like with Dallas, it's always like they do one thing right, but they got other things going wrong at the same time. It's never really the right combination of player, contract, coaching. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you might have the right coaches there, but I'm sorry, players, coaching, and front office. Okay. And the common denominator in all of it is the front office, because the front office is the ones who's switching out coaches, who's
Right,
switching
that's
out players, and it's crazy, but they don't even let the coaches choose the players. You
No, they
know,
don't.
like that's the other part too. And I'm like, well, who's telling these people in the front office to get this guy? And why are you paying this much?
Never. And
And
that's why they're never on the same accord with anything. You know what I mean?
not
And it's
not
been
and
like
not yeah
30 years. It's been like that for 30 years since Jimmy left, bro.
yeah now you know, one of the things that I have to say when I'm dealing with Mark and all those other guys on there is what's funny to me is I often have to remind myself that okay, it's been so long because you know I get the you know why you on the Cowboys channel, why you come to the Cowboys channel, and I
Yeah.
explained it a few weeks ago. I said you guys haven't won in the modern age. And the last time you guys won, there was no YouTube, there was no real internet, no none of that, right? And so when you win the Super Bowl in the modern age, what makes winning fun is that you can literally transplant yourself. You can plant yourself in the middle of the opposite team's fan base, like
Right.
going to these content creator channels and
Sure.
talking your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you could do that. You know, you couldn't do that back in the 90s, and it doesn't matter whether you have like I try to explain to Mark and them, like, listen, saying you have 5 Super Bowl rings to our 2, it don't hurt like I think you think it do.
Right.
It don't even bother us.
Because it's been so long, right?
Yeah, and then
It
I
don't
you
really
know what else
resonate. Don't
yeah,
resonate.
and here's the other thing too. Here's the other reason why it doesn't resonate as well as much either is because Marcus, at this point, do you realize how many conversations I have had with Cowboy fans who weren't even living the last time they won the Super Bowl?
Yeah. That's
And
right.
that's why I make the distinction between Cowboy fans and Dallas Cowboy fans. See, when you listen to a Cowboys fan, if you ask a Cowboy fan, well, who's your offensive coordinator? Who's your defensive coordinator? They couldn't tell you. We just won. We them boys. We them boys. Yeah, but who's, you know, like, do y'all have money for, you know, contract?
Landry. I go back when Tom Landry was there. So
Wow. That's what,
yeah,
wait a
man.
minute, wait, hold. So you make that distinction going all the way back to Tom Landry?
Back. Yo, I go way back, man. Yeah.
Wow.
Shit, I'm older than Mark, bro. I just turned 61, bro. I just turned
No
61 in July.
way.
Yep. I think I
Bro,
got Mark on this year.
I turned 50 in February, bro. You know
Nice.
what I'm saying? I aspire to look as good as you when I get to 61,
Try.
man.
I'm trying,
Yeah.
man.
No, you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? You're actually doing it. You
Yeah.
know, and salute, man. I just
Yeah.
again,
Remember,
I'm just it's interesting because again, I really be wanting to have intellectual conversations with other
it's
fan
just so
bases.
see, still that homerism. Sometimes the Cowboy fans on there. I'm listening to you guys, right? It's just a lot of homerism. They don't respect nothing about the
Anybody
Eagles.
else says, yeah,
I know the Commanders are going to be a problem. I know that Giant team got a better defense now. Eagles are going to be there. We already know. But the bottom
right.
line is that the Cowboys will be there as well. And it's going to be a crapshoot, man. If they stay healthy, I think they'll be okay. But I still think the Eagles probably are the team to beat, you know?
Yeah. And that's a reality that I think a lot
It's
of
just reality.
yeah, and but it's a reality that I think a lot of fan bases, including the
You know, I'm going to talk my talk, though. You know me. I
yeah,
go
well,
to
you're
five.
supposed to.
I'll be like Cowboys 5, Eagles 2. You know me, man. I'm going to go in there and have fun with it. But at the end of the day, sometimes we got to keep it real, man. You know, like you said, we keep it real. We have some real sports
Yes,
conversations about it.
yes. Thank you,
You know,
thank you, thank you. Yes.
it's
Let's at
legit
some
even
point let's really
chats.
talk about this. You know,
Yeah.
you guys, you know, like again, you know, I pointed this out last weekend, you know, yesterday that, you know, we have not gone away for training camp since Chip Kelly. He killed that. Chip Kelly killed us going out to Lehigh because that's where we used to have training camp. You
Yeah.
know, And I'm not mad at that. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love the fact that we don't go anywhere for training camp. Where they hold training camp is the same place they hold practice and everything else at the NovaCare complex. You know, get the team accustomed to a routine as soon as possible that's reflective of the year. You get them started during the course of the season, during the course of the preseason, during training camp. You know,
Mhm.
I know how it works because listen, just a few blocks away from the NovaCare complex is an actual apartment complex. You know what I'm saying? And that's where, and that apartment complex it's got a security guard and everything like that. That's where the players stay who don't have
Okay.
big houses or anything like that. They actually have their own sort of kind of apartment complex going on out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and it's only like a block or two away from the NovaCare complex. You know what I'm saying? So, and so when I think about how these guys are going to have to be going through training camp and everything like that, I appreciate the fact that they're right there where they're going to be at during the course of the season, so
Yeah,
they
that's
get
nice
accustomed
right
to the
there.
routine. Yeah,
That's right.
you know.
Tina. Oh,
Now
yeah.
all that going out to Oxnard, and spending $300 plus another $50 to get closer to the players and all this other stuff.
It's a
See, this is
distraction,
the
man. Like, it
it's
should
the
be all
dog and
about
pony
football.
show.
You know what I mean? It should be about football. Like, and that's another problem with the Cowboys. It's always about blitzing and the fame of it all and just being that having that star on the side of the helmet. Sometimes it ain't about, winning, man. Like you get tired of it after a while, you know? I
Well, I
remember
mean,
winning.
yeah. Look. I pay attention to what players say after they leave the star. The
Right?
things that I hear these players say when they leave.
That's what I
Okay.
now too. I see that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it's like,
yeah.
okay, wait a minute. We just like, oh, you just mad because you can't be on the team no more. You just mad. Da, 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 da. I'm like, listen, you know what I'm saying? Where there's smoke, there's fire. And this ain't the first time I've heard people say some things. Like
Yeah.
it looks like I heard one player say they have people who are on tours going through there while they're in the weight room. And they
Mm-hmm.
feel like they're like zoo animals being looked at like in an aquarium
Yeah.
and stuff. You
There's
know
a
what I'm
lot of
saying?
pressure too, man, because it's the Cowboys. It's like playing for the Yankees, man.
Yeah.
And
Well,
the
but then
players
is it more about the
do
show
that.
or is it more about the product? Putting a fielding a quality product for the season. Like herein lies why Stephen A. Smith gets away with talking the type of shit that he talks every year. Because the front office, the organization as a whole, sets those players up.
Oh yeah.
They set them up. You know what I'm saying?
All the time. Yep.
And if anything goes wrong or what have you, you know what I'm saying? Then you subject yourself to opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mind you, last don't like I keep laughing about how people just skip over it, but it's not like Jerry Jones wasn't talking about the size of a player's dick.
Remember that.
Yeah, that's crazy work.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
wait a minute, what? What? Why?
That was with
Why is that
something,
important?
wasn't something dealing with Jamie Foxx or something?
Yeah, listen, Jamie Foxx
Oh,
went
this
live at a
right about it.
huh?
He was discussing
That's
something with
nasty work.
He was
yeah,
he
that's
was he was yeah he was visiting training camp, right?
yeah, he a
And
big
got to
time
be on
cowboy.
the platform and
Right.
went live. And during his live, Jerry was talking in the back behind him. And
Yeah,
that's when he was like, yeah, so and so, he's got an 8-inch dick.
yeah, that was
And
Nasty
crazy.
Jamie was
work.
like, what? And then ended the live.
He
Sorry,
ain't
bro.
put
He
no
took.
at the end of it.
So
Straight Jerry.
okay, wait a minute now. What
Where
we
you
doing
getting
here?
that?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah,
What we
yeah,
doing?
yeah. What are
You,
we
you,
doing? What are we doing
yeah.
here?
What was that? You know what I'm
bad
saying?
look all the way
You
around,
know.
man. All the way
Now,
around.
now, let me ask you something, Marcus. If you don't worry about it. But how many guys are coming back who's been on your team for 2 to 3 years? And out of those guys, how many of them are drafted by the team? I don't know. I'm just asking.
We got quite a few guys that were, you said drafted by the Cowboys?
Yes. Uh-huh.
I think that's one of the strengths of the team. They draft well. You figure CD Lamb, Micah Parsons, right? Tyler Smith, Tyler Guyton.
Yeah,
they got a lot of their players coming back that have been drafted by them. They have a lot. They just haven't had the success.
Yeah. Sorry, Drew.
Like the deep play. No, you good. I interrupted you. Go ahead, bro.
No, go ahead. I was just chiming in with Diggs being another player they drafted. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Dallas has a lot of players on their team that are coming back that have been drafted. You know, I don't think Dallas has, like, you hear Game Time say like how Dallas so great drafting. They're good drafting. I just don't think that they have been as great as they typically as people were like promote them to be. I don't think they are as great drafting. If you look at the Eagles' last 4 years drafting compared to Dallas's, you'll hear guys, we got this many All Pros and Pro Bowlers. Like, all of that stuff is, that's cool, but the results, you know what I mean? It's like, what are we doing with, where's the playoff results? Where's the Super Bowl results? We're not seeing that like we see on the Eagles teams. You know what I mean? But
Retro
Dallas
Game
does draft
Grub.
good. I just think that the Eagles have been
check this
more
out.
superior.
Retro Game Grub and Cowboys says, Jerry aggravates the hell out of me. Only thing I can't stand about my team. Jerry working his last nerve.
But Jerry, honestly speaking, Jerry. We can laugh at Jerry. Jerry does some annoying stuff, but Jerry has given Tony Romo and he's given Dak Prescott the means to be successful, and they haven't.
That's true.
You can't put that on Jerry, right? Because Jerry can't play.
True.
But if you look at the teams Tony Romo has had, you look at the teams Dak has had, who's put those teams together? It was Jerry. Dak couldn't get it. Dak couldn't close the deal. Dak couldn't get it done. Dak. You look at Dak and say he's gotten coaches fired. He's gotten offensive coordinators fired. That's not on Jerry.
But Jerry has done a good job putting the team together, though. You got to give it to Jerry.
It was Jerry.
You know what I mean? The players got to get it done, though. Like, if you put the squad together, and then the biggest game, you can't get it done, it ain't all on Jerry now. You know what I mean? The players got to play like Micah. Micah don't do nothing in the playoffs. CD Lamb, he's short-arming passes out there. Like come on, man. You gotta raise your game up.
Hey, Marcus, you know how many sacks? You know how many sacks Micah has in the playoffs?
On Jerry now. You know what I mean?
You know how many sacks? Yeah, you know how many sacks Micah has in the playoffs?
How many?
Short-arming passes out.
I want to say, I think he has like 2.
Yeah, that's not a good look.
I think he has 2 sacks in 4 playoff games. That's less than a half a sack a game.
Yo, they hold him a lot too, though.
Yeah, I'll say that. I'll give you that.
You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, they ain't gonna call it. I mean,
he doesn't get help. Who doesn't get help?
That's not because I got tape on it, man, and he gets held a lot. I'm not saying because I don't watch everybody else.
So does Jalen Carter.
Some of that is like yeah, he does. But you would think a guy like Michael, who's built a reputation already, would get the benefit of the doubt.
Benefit of the doubt, yeah.
Right. And here's another fact. Like, we look at Dak. Dak is not only 2-5 in the playoffs. Dak he's thrown 5 interceptions within the last 3 playoff games.
You would think a guy like Michael,
and you can say, yeah, Dak, like, it's a team effort. That last game against Green Bay, it was a team collapse. True, but look at this. In the first quarter, who threw the interception in the red zone to set Green Bay up to score a touchdown to go up 14 points? When Dallas was down 20-7 before the half, where Dak was driving down the field. You could have scored a touchdown and made it 20-7. You could have did an onside kick, maybe come back, get a field goal, make it 20-10. Dak
That's
threw a
true.
pick six. Come
Yeah.
on, man.
That's true. That's true.
Come on, man.
That's
You
true.
can't put your defense in jeopardy like that, bro, and then say, oh, it was the defense. You threw the pick in the red zone. You did that. You
That's
threw up
true.
7 points before the half to put your team in a bad situation. You did that, Dak. Like
That's true.
like Michael Anthony Fitz. That was on you, Dak.
That's true.
That was on you, Dak.
Yeah, that was funny, yo. Yo,
Listen,
y'all was dying
listen.
laughing.
I actually go through a lot of Mark's old content
Hilarious.
just because it is so funny. You know, when Dak threw that pick six, when he threw that pick, and he said, "Oh, Dak, no!"
And he fell out the chair. Remember?
And then fell out the chair.
Face first, too. Yo.
And then his son was like, try to feed it to CD Lamb. Try to feed it.
Yo,
You know
one
what I'm
thing
saying?
about Mark, though, he loyal. He's a loyal Dak supporter. You got to give him that.
And that's and not only do I have to give it to him, I gotta respect it. You know what I'm saying? I respect it.
That's right.
I do respect it. I do respect it.
He's a fan of Cowboys, but he loves Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
You're not wrong with that, man. But I'm gonna rip that. See, I'm gonna tell you, I'll rip him. You ain't playing right. I'm gonna get at you. I'm from the tri-state area, bro. I'm from Patterson, so you know. I'm
oh
like New
man!
York.
Oh!
You already know how we roll.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in Trenton, bro.
Where you from, Marcus? Where you from, Marcus?
See, I'm gonna tell you, I'll rip him. You ain't
Drew, he's from Patterson.
Yeah, from the tri-state, P-town.
Yeah. That's a war zone out there, man.
Oh yeah, it's crazy out there, man.
Yeah. Is that where you at now?
I'm from Cox Creek Park.
Lil, you from Camden, right?
Trenton.
Trenton, that's right, Trenton.
Yep.
Y'all ain't a joke neither.
No, bro.
Where'd he know?
Trenton.
Yeah,
I'm from Cox Creek Parkway, 58th Street.
Where you from?
I'm from Cox Creek Parkway.
Right?
Wow. Okay, yeah. So you already know. You know what I'm saying? And again, you know,
I grew up 15 minutes away from when they bombed the move.
A lot from Texas, man. Where you from?
Wow. A Texas boy here in Jersey. God damn.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, because everybody get on me about being a Cowboy fan. I'm like, man, I ain't messing with the Giants like that. I mean, I grew up like, 20 minutes away. Giant Stadium right down the road, bro. Yeah. But it's like, nah, man, I've always been a Cowboy fan since, like I said, Landry days from way back. Yeah. Danny White, Dorsett, all them cats, man.
Yeah. When
but I was like in love with them, man. The cheerleaders, you know. I mean,
I remember those days.
Say, why you a Cowboy fan? You live in New Jersey. I said, well, we ain't got no team. That's New York's team. You know what I mean?
Everybody used to say that. Yeah.
Technically,
Everybody used to say that. Yeah. Where I live at, this is where it's the perfect mix between Giants, Cowboys, and Philadelphia Eagles fans. Like, this is where the Trenton is the starting point for where it starts to turn all Eagles once you go south.
Isn't Game Time down that way too?
He's in South Jersey. Yeah.
Jersey. A lot of
He's
Eagle
in South
fans.
Jersey. Yeah, that's where that's where it's all. Once you get to South Jersey, that's when it turns all Eagles. I'm in Central New Jersey. And in Central, that's where you're gonna have that mix between Giants, Eagles, Cowboys, and everybody else. It all happens in Central New Jersey. But South Jersey, all Philadelphia Eagles fans. Once you get to South Jersey, and then you got Delaware and so forth. They come up, they travel. You know what I'm saying? And Pennsylvania is pretty much evenly divided, I believe, between the Eagles and the Steelers. You know what I'm saying? So
I agree with you.
You'll see. But let me ask you something, Marcus. What are your thoughts on the coming season? Like, what are you anticipating? Do you think what kind of how many wins, how many losses? What are you thinking?
I think the Cowboys will be like 10-7.
10 wins.
They got to stay healthy though, only because they got Pickens and CD, right? And he added Dante Fowler. They got talent on defense, but they got to play. They got to play, man. Stay healthy. But the question mark is the head coach. I don't know what he's gonna do. Shotty looked like he might be a good coach, but we just don't know. You know what I mean?
Right. But here's the thing though. You guys, what you don't have? You don't have depth.
Defense, but they got to play.
So if one person goes down, one starter goes down, who's filling in?
That's the NFL now, man. The backups are weak because of the salary cap. You can't add on, man.
Yeah. Now, mind you, here we are. I was saying earlier, we have what we have is we have a lot of guys who were not starters, but were on the team. You know what I'm saying? And will be going into their second year under the same defensive scheme. We haven't had that since Jim Schwartz was our defensive coordinator when we won the first Super Bowl.
Yeah, that means a lot.
Right.
Yes.
Following year.
Yeah. So and then mind you,
and a defense. So we might have issues, man. I don't know. I'm kind of being generous with the 10 wins. They might just be a 9-8 team, possibly. They have a tough schedule, very tough schedule.
Yeah. Now just like us, you can steal some games in the beginning of the season because teams are still learning about themselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, which is why I'm like, yo, I could see us going 4-0 to start the season off. We could easily go 4-0. We could actually we potentially go 6-0. Now if we don't, I'm okay with that too because it's not like it hasn't happened before. Remember where we were before the bye week? Yeah.
2-2.
Yeah, and then we went on that crazy ass run. You know what I'm saying? Like that seems to be the thing that has happened over the course of we go on these long periods of time where we just rack up wins. And so if when you think about and listen, we're not immune to dropping a game or two in the beginning of the season too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just that
I agree.
I think about when I consider the number of players we have returning who on a defensive side are playing under the same defensive scheme for 2 years in a row. And then from an entire team perspective, we have a shit ton of players who've been playing for Nick Sirianni for the last 4 years.
Right.
And so
Leo, no, go ahead. Finish up, bro. Go ahead.
And when you have that kind of continuity, it leads to it lends to the idea that like these guys have been playing together for a while under the same circumstances, and have seen success to a degree, which is why I like what Nick Sirianni said. This year is not about repeating as Super Bowl champions. This year is about sustaining success. He said, treat the success like a good perfume, nice to smell, but it's poison if you drink it.
Absolutely.
And I was like, that's perfect.
This year is not. Here's something we have to take into consideration. I was saying this last year when people were doubting our defense, is that because I think somebody was saying about, you guys had new coordinators, but here's what you have to understand: the Eagles did have Vic Fangio for the first time last year. So, but if you look at when Nick Sirianni was hired, his defensive coordinator was, what's the cat's name in Arizona? I can't think of his name.
Not Shane Steichen, but
no, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh God, he's still the coach.
Him. But here's the point though. him and the guy after him that we had the year
Brian
we took
Davis.
Brian
No.
Davis. No, not the defensive coordinator. I can't think of his name.
Not Shane Steichen, but
No, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Those guys were, guess what? They were all Vic Fangio disciples.
And that helps
Well,
out.
wasn't he a consultant?
Yeah.
Vic Fangio was a consultant the year we went to the Super Bowl and lost, right?
Yep.
They wanted to hire Vic, but the guy who wanted to go coach the Cardinals, remember that was a whole filibustering, and Vic left to go coach in Miami. But the point is that since Vic Fangio has been the head coach, the system that the Eagles have been playing is Vic Fangio's system. So they're not new to the system. They're just now being acquainted to it by the master of the system. You understand what I'm saying? That's why the transition went so well early on. After 4 games, they started to hit. Now you got guys like Jalen Carter. Since he's been drafted, all he's been playing in is Vic Fangio system. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Now you got these new guys. Now they've learned from the master, going not only into their second year, but some of those guys, as long as they've been with the Eagles, that's all they've known is Vic Fangio's system. So the transition should be easier for them to adapt to. And now they're like, man, we know this. We know this. As opposed to a team, that's why I was saying, like Dallas has a culture issue. They don't know what their culture is. They don't know what Matt Eberflus is bringing to the table. Most of those guys, Matt Eberflus didn't hire them. He don't know them. You know, he got to work with what he has. He don't know those cats. The cats maybe he had a hand in drafting this year, but he don't know those dudes. Now they have to learn the system.
Zach Bond, that guy is a terror on defense. The linebacker.
Yes, he is.
Yo, he fit right into that defense, like you were saying, the Fangio's defense. He was the perfect acquisition. And I believe they got him from the Saints, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. And he wasn't even a starter.
And he was a special team demon.
He was a special teams guy. Yep.
Man, you get a guy like that and become all pro. Wow. He's a terror on defense. You got to give Howie Roseman credit. He's the guy right now. I'm telling you, he might be the best GM in sports.
Yep. And then if you think about that offensive line, if you look at our offensive line, last year, every person on that offensive line had the skill set to pull. They all knew how to pull. Everybody, every position on the offensive line, right guard, left guard, right tackle, left tackle, center, they all knew how to pull. You know what I'm saying? And the way those guys play together, you see what I'm saying? Against with Jeff Stoutland, which is why I'm interested to see what we get out of the guy we got from Houston. I think we signed an undrafted free agent who was actually from Trenton, New Jersey, that played for Rutgers. And this dude is like 6'10", 340 pounds. You know what I'm saying? And he's a guard, you know. And you're putting guys like him and the kid from and you putting them under Stoutland
who is actually from Trenton.
Okay. And that's the thing that I think other fan bases, whether they want to admit it or not, you know what I'm saying? You other fan bases know our assistant coaches too.
Exactly.
That's the other thing.
Yeah, hey Leo, I gotta jump off for a minute, bro. If you're still on, I'll jump back on, okay?
Nah, man, I'm about to end it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm glad you guys came on, you know what I'm saying? You know, for those of you who are watching.
It's good to see Marcus, man. It's good to see you, Marcus. Hey, Marcus, you are not 61. Marcus, you're not 61, bro. Stop lying, man. You are not 61.
July 9th, 1964.
Bruh.
Yeah, he is.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Bro, you don't look over 40, man. You look good, bro.
I said the same thing, man.
Everybody say that. Now I'm old man. I feel you.
Hey man, you're not old. You just seasoned real well, bro. That's what I say.
Hey Marcus, are you single?
I feel good. Y'all been married 40 years, man.
Wow.
Hey, congratulations, bro.
Years, y'all.
Wow.
That's awesome,
Congratulations,
bro.
dog.
That's awesome.
Three boys and 5 grands, man, yo.
Wow.
All right, Grandpa Marcus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. 41.
yeah.
July 21st to be 41 years, yo.
Oh wow, man.
Wow.
Happy
Wow. Hey,
anniversary, man.
And that was
I
the
got a
best.
birthday. My birthday's tomorrow, bro.
Oh
Oh,
man, happy
nice.
birthday, man.
Oh, so we
Yeah,
got
my
another
birthday's
cancer in the
tomorrow.
house. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Three boys and 5
Look,
Yeah, my birthday's
you know
tomorrow,
what?
bro.
Hey, Drew, for your birthday, I'm calling a Super Bowl for your birthday, bro.
Hey, I take it, bro. I'll
You know
take
what I'm
it.
saying? Now
I'll
before
take
you
that.
go, Marcus, I mean not you, Marcus, Drew, before you go, give me your prediction for a record. What do you think our record is going to be this year?
You know what? I'll say this. I think everybody within the division, when it comes to the win total, will take a step back. Like I don't see, I think everybody taking, a couple games step back because the schedule was so hard. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I got the Eagles winning anywhere. I would say between. I think the Eagles win 12 games this year.
I
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah,
I say 12-5. You know what I
I
mean?
said 12
12
and
and
5,
5.
13 and 4 at best. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
I can see
Yeah.
13-4, but I'm just being like if you look at there's a tough stretch in there. Early on might be a struggle. But I would say 12-5 for the Eagles. And I look at Washington, I think they could be like a 10 game, win 10 games. And
Right.
I think Dallas can be anywhere between 7 and 9 wins.
Mhm.
Just because they have so many question marks, and then you got the Giants bringing up the rear. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm done. If the Giants didn't have such a hard schedule, I would consider putting them over Dallas,
Wow.
just because of
Wow.
their defense, and they can run the football. They have less question marks for me than Dallas does. That's all I'm saying.
I said the same thing.
In
I said the
terms of
same thing.
culture, they have a culture. They're set. They have everything in place.
Yeah, they're building something.
Dallas just has a lot of question marks, and I could be wrong, but I just look at Dallas with the new coaching, the new scheme, the new they got hella defensive edges. They got defenders, pass rushers out the butt. But in that middle, we don't know. The linebackers, we don't know. The corners, there's
Defense, the run
questions.
defense, man, that concerns me. That run defense, man, they
It's
have
very concerning, man. And what's that? 10 years, I'll say this. There's not many quarterbacks that have been drafted by their team and they stay with their team for 10 years and they go to a Super Bowl. Look it up.
That's
It's like what? Peyton
That's
Manning
true.
and what?
Man, that's
Tom
true.
Brady. And that's definitely not Dak. Dak is not on that level.
That's
Right?
actually true.
And he can shut me up, Dak, but it's not that many quarterbacks that have been drafted that stay on their team long term that have long term playoff success or make deep playoff runs. You just don't see it in the league.
Yeah, that's a fact.
No, I would agree. I would actually agree with that. Now, the last thing I'll say in regards to the way the talking heads and the rest of the league, the rest of the social media and all that stuff, the way they talk about Jalen Hurts and his team, I'll say this: I don't really listen to the talking heads. Those are the opinions that I don't really give too much credence to. The opinions that I give credence to is other players.
Facts.
And so when I hear Chris Jones,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and Patrick Mahomes say shit like Jalen Hurts was balling out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now I am interested to see where he falls on the top 100. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be an interesting take in that as well. And I also will say, for anybody who wants to go into the whole statistical game and the stats and all that other stuff, when we talk about these other quarterbacks and you talk about the yards that they've gotten, let's do me a favor and look at the yak percentage.
Yeah.
Okay? Because the yak percentage will actually temper a lot of the numbers that you guys are throwing Jalen up against.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that yak percentage You know what I'm saying? It cuts into those total yardage numbers. You know what I'm saying? So just because it says he threw for 4,000 yards, he actually probably threw for maybe 3,000. And then
Right.
you figure the yards after catch, you know what I'm saying, make up the extra 1,000 yards. You know what I'm saying? Just look at that yak percentage. That yak percentage will kill. To me, those are the elements of the statistics game that people leave out.
Facts.
That when I listen to it, I'm just like, well, wait a minute though. If you look at these yak percentages, it's not like it sort of kind of pokes holes in the story as to why Jalen Hurts isn't considered an elite quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He's never thrown for over 4,000 yards in a season. I don't think your guy's thrown for over 4,000 yards in a season either. You know what I'm
But you know what,
saying?
Leo?
Because if
I
you
don't
take
even
those
care.
yak percentages, it'll kill it.
Yeah, I don't even care. He can never
Yeah,
throw for 4,000 yards. I don't
I
really
was
care.
gonna say, throwing for 4,000 yards. You know what I'm saying? You know what that tells me? Something ain't right with
You ain't got
us.
no running game.
Yeah, we don't need because we don't need our quarterback to throw for 4,000 yards. Not when you got an offensive line and a running game like the one we got.
Bingo.
Yeah.
And here's
Okay,
another. Yeah, you're right. Here's another fact I'll say. People say that if Dak Prescott would have had the team the Eagles had, he'd have won the Super Bowl, right? And I disagree with that, and here's why. Not that Dak can't throw the football as well as Jalen, and maybe even slightly better, as he should, being in the league for 10 years. Here's why Dak wouldn't have won that game. Jalen rushed for 70 yards in that football game. 70. While they held Barkley to less than 60.
Yep.
There's no way this current rendition of Dak Prescott would have rushed for 70 yards. There's no way. I don't care what you say. Because Kansas City said, you know what? You're not running, Barkley. We're taking you away. And if you're going to beat
And we
us,
dare you, Jalen, to
not
throw
only
it.
do you have to throw the ball, but you're going to have to use your legs. There's no way Dak would have rushed for 70 yards in that game. They'd have lost that Super Bowl.
Hey, so let me ask you guys this question, right? What are the Cowboys going to be this season, right? Because Shoddy likes to run the ball, but they're built like a passing team with Pickens, CD, Jake Ferguson. I mean, what are they going to be? And that's what you guys were saying. What's the identity, right?
They're going to be a passing team, brother.
Yup.
They have to
They're
be.
throwing the rock, bro.
You don't have a quality run game.
They're throwing the rock, bro.
But Shoddy's a run first. His offense is running, you know?
Which is
that got me a little like kind of concerned.
Yeah, I would hate the fact that I'm literally like the Cowboys are literally resting their entire running game hopes on a rookie.
Yeah.
And Miles Sanders
Leo,
and whoever else.
Blue is not a 3-down back, Leo.
Exactly. That's my
Blue is not a 3-down back. They're hoping that Javonte and Booby step it up. But I don't really think that they're relying on those cats because they want Dak to throw. They want Dak to have 4,000 yards. They want both Pickens and CD to have 1,400 yards. You understand what I'm saying? That's what they envision. I don't see them running the football, bro. I don't see it.
That's probably why they didn't go out and get a running back, a premium running back. They're going to be a primarily pass and attack type team, you know?
Pass and attack, bro.
Well,
nothing's changed.
Yeah, well, listen, if you ask me, I feel like teams are either building their teams to mirror ours or building their teams to compete with ours, to compete against us. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, like you got to have and the other, but the other thing too, because like I think about look at what Cincinnati did. They retained T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, so you got a 1A and a 1B, just like we have a 1A and a 1B. You know what I'm saying? Dallas has been watching our 1A and 1B tear the league up, and Jerry want that. He want an air show. You know what I'm saying? He want to see Dak taking 7-step drops and throwing it in the air, and either CD or George Pickens catching that thing and running for 80 yards. He want to see that.
Dak
You know what I'm
earned
saying?
that money, paid him too.
Yeah,
Yep.
but see, that's the thing though. How
Yeah.
can you expect them to earn that money when you will not put forth the investment in the supporting cast? You see what I'm saying? Like, look, we paid Jalen $255 and
Yup.
then messed around and sold up the entire offensive line, except for Mekhi Becton. And we already had that succession plan in place. You see what I'm saying? And then messed around and put the investment into draft picks, getting young guys on our defense. And then messed around and re-upped AJ when he had to be re-upped. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because our quarterback took the type of big money deal, you know what I'm saying, that made it easy for the Philadelphia Eagles to sign other players.
Yeah. He took a nice contract, man, made it flexible for the Eagles. Absolutely. Where Dak didn't do that. Dak's
no.
I gotta get my money.
Because our quarterback.
Yeah, but my guy ain't elite.
Twice he did it.
Okay.
Twice.
He
Twice
did.
he did it.
Yup. Twice,
Twice?
Marcus. He got
Twice.
y'all twice.
You did.
Easy for the
Yup, with a broken leg and a torn hamstring.
Yeah. And let me ask you this real quick, both of you guys. Dallas has some talent on the O line, right? But they're young. Outside of Tyler Smith, they have young offensive line, right?
Yeah.
What's the best way to help your offensive line really establish itself?
By running the football.
Thank you.
You a good running back, and you ain't got that.
What is Dallas not going to?
Yep.
What is Dallas not going to do this year? What are they not going to do this year?
That's why the Eagles took that step to the next level when they got Saquon. He was the missing piece, basically.
But no, you know what though? I beg to differ.
But no, running the football.
And let me tell you why. Because at the end of when we lost the Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying? In my mind, I was like, when we lost last year, I was like, please let us retain DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift is a damn good running back.
He's great. He's great.
I just didn't.
Nice. I liked him.
I was.
Swift was good for them. Yep.
Yeah, mind you, hometown boy from Philly.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And in my mind, I was like, running the ball clearly was not our problem. Like when we had when we picked up Saquon. All right, first of all, I was screaming, re-sign DeAndre Swift, re-sign DeAndre Swift, only because I didn't actually think that Saquon was an actual possibility. I just didn't think that. I didn't see that coming. I really did not. I was sweating as a diehard Eagles fan.
Right.
I was sweating getting DeAndre Swift back because I kept saying our run game is not the problem.
Right.
We didn't get Saquon because we couldn't run the ball. Bitch, he had a career fucking year. Yeah. Them dudes like behind DeAndre Swift is how the offensive line really got. I mean, in front of DeAndre Swift is how the offensive line was able to perpetuate the mystique of being the best O-line in the league. We were the best O-line in the league with DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, absolutely.
We literally was the best offensive line in the league with DeAndre Swift. We was the best offensive line in the league with Miles Sanders.
Yep.
So running the ball historically in recent years has never been the issue. You know what I'm saying? So when people say, "Oh, y'all only won because of Saquon," no,
that's not true.
Saquon was not the problem. Saquon was not don't get me wrong. Ain't nobody. I'm not taking anything away from the 2,000 yards. I'm not saying this dude was special or anything like that. But what I am saying is that at the end of last year, going into this, at the end of the year before, going into last year, I was not thinking run. I was not thinking go get Saquon. I was thinking re-sign DeAndre.
To me, your defense was the thing that really elevated you guys too, because it stepped up.
Vic
See that
Fangio,
secondary.
yeah.
Cooper King, he's nice, man. He remind me of Jason C.
At the end of the
You know what I
Hey,
mean? Like,
hey, don't sleep. Don't sleep
don't
on him,
sleep on him.
and Reed Blankenship either. I didn't think he was going to turn out like he did. He showed me
Yeah.
flashes a few
Yep.
years ago, but then he's like also one of those players that as he got longer in the tooth, he started getting better and better. And understand something, Marcus. Reed Blankenship is a UDFA.
Yep.
Yeah.
don't sleep
Yeah.
He's a UDFA.
Yes, sir.
either.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
We signed him off the street.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
That's a
how
Vince
you
Papale. He's a Vince Papale.
Oh, totally.
Fangio the system, and it works.
Understand something,
Exactly. That's my point. You know what I'm
That's the
saying?
whole
Mark?
yep, coaching, man. Coaching
Yeah.
work.
Yeah. And so when I think like that's why I was saying when you take these different elements and you put them all together, and again, this is where Mark and them get upset and they start rolling their eyes and they start going, okay, Leo, we
truth
know you
hurts.
guys are the best. And it's
The
like,
truth
no,
hurts.
that's not, listen, right now we having a safety brief, okay? And if you're about to go into battle with the Philadelphia Eagles, don't you want to know everything you need to know about that team?
That's right.
Don't you want to know some? How do you want to get this information? Do you want to read about it, or do you want somebody to tell you about it?
Hey,
It's not this. Like there's times now. There are times where there are times to be trolls, and then again, there's those times to have those intellectual conversations. But
Yeah, man.
it's difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult when you're talking to a bunch of Cowboy fans because they get like as soon as you start talking about all these things, considerations that you got to consider, they start rolling their eyes. They start huffing and puffing. They like it's like, okay, I understand you can't. I understand it's hard to be happy when this very bad news is good news for somebody else. But at the end of the day, it's still fucking news, and you need to know about this damn team.
right. Hey, real quick. What you're saying is so true, right? My son was in the Navy. He was a Navy corpsman, right?
Okay.
Even when you play Call of Duty,
It's hard to
there's a
The
briefing.
loadout. Yeah.
They give you a briefing, right? Any video game you play, there's a briefing. So don't get mad because we do our homework. I'm gonna do my homework on the ops. I'm looking at my ops. I'm sorry. I've been a fan since 1977. I know the NFC East. I'm looking at the ops, bro. I'm looking at you. I see you.
Yeah.
I see you. You know who I'm really scared of in the next year or two? I'm gonna be honest with you. You know who I'm scared of?
Booker. Oh, the John. Bro, if you go on this channel, look at the one I did earlier. I said, the New York Giants, yeah, they're gonna be a problem in the
They
next couple
are.
of years. That defensive line, god damn.
I'm looking
They
at
might
the
have
Giants,
the best
man.
man, collectively.
They
look at
scary, bro. They
I mean,
scary.
it's
If that-
And we
scary.
just calling it like we see it. But here's the thing.
He pans out. If Jackson Dart pans out and they get them a
Shit.
high quality running back and another receiver over there on the other side of Malik Neighbors and a quality tight end, look out, bro.
Look out, man. Yo. I
Look
see
out.
it with
Those we about to. That's Drew. I'm so there with you. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think like with Dallas. I think Dallas is years plural away.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
And Dallas, Dallas,
You're
to me,
trending in the right way.
They're trending, and they. But listen, Marcus, they're in a really. What can I say? They're in a very uncompromising position.
It could go one of two ways.
Because and they're like right at the fork. They're right at the fork road, right? Because let's say, and I'm not wishing nothing because I'm not these guys. Everybody deals with injuries. I'm not always crying about injuries. But if Dallas goes 7-9 or Dak gets hurt, hey man, look, the entire fan base is about to turn on Dak Prescott. They're about to turn on Dak. And
I think they already have.
The next year or two,
not wishing nothing because I'm not these guys.
My concern is the run defense, man. I'm telling you, I think they're gonna score. I think they'll be able to run the ball. They got a good offensive line, young guys and everything, right?
I don't think
I don't know, man. Like
I
that's
don't think
still
I don't
rough.
think I don't think that got the kind of influence y'all think he might have.
I agree with you, bro.
I don't think
I think he got
I
the
don't think
talent
the
now.
I agree, man.
yeah.
I'm telling you, they got the receiver
And-
now. Got that receiver. Pickens is
And
no.
if it don't
no.
and listen, here's the thing. This is
No, man. Like,
okay. Here's where I'm borderline trolling right now, right? I really hope they fuck this up. I hope Dak fucks this up, and I hope he fucks it up so bad that they decide to cut his ass, right? And the only reason and the only reason why I want to see Dak get cut is because I know the cap implications is going to be tough to overcome. It's going to delay. It's just going to I'm sorry, not delay. It's going to retard that trend. You see what I'm saying? However high, however fast you guys are trending, and I will say, so far based off of the little bit I see, y'all are somewhat trending in the right direction because I've seen this before. I've seen some of this before.
Up though, right?
Right. I'm like, y'all. I'm sitting here like I'm like I know every single. Here's the thing.
You better not let Mark Holmes hear you right now.
You know what?
You know he's watching.
You know what? I'm gonna say this to Mark, to get everybody, everybody. I know. Here's what really pisses y'all off. Okay, we have justified optimism. You guys are living in a constant state of cautious optimism. Y'all waiting for that damn hammer to drop, that Jerry Jones Catboy hammer to fall, where they, because of something that they do or because of the way they made things, you know what I'm saying? It gets that that's where it falls in. Like y'all.
But Lil, one thing you can give Dak is that he's a winner during the regular season. He may not do it in the playoffs, right? But he wins games, man. So you got to give him that.
Hey, and I do. I really do. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't question his ability to play the position. And I do think that he plays the piece. He's shown me that he has the skill set to he's shown me that he has the skill set to play the position at a high level.
Pickens is the equalizer.
Yeah,
Pickens is the equalizer because he never had a Pickens in a CD. He had Cooper. Cooper was nice. Don't get it twisted.
Did he have Cooper and CD
he's a
for a
better
year?
quarterback now. What's that?
Did he have Cooper and CD for a year?
He did. He did. And that's why the criticism is fair.
Exactly. And what I will say is
and
that
he had Zeke Elliott. He had Cooper.
Now here's the thing. Where I hold it against that is, again, I don't question whether or not he could play the position. I don't question whether or not he could play the position at a high level. My problem is that when I look at the body of work, when I want to know I know what my quarterback is like when he's playing in the regular season. What's my quarterback like in the playoffs?
That's going to be the big question right there.
And he has and time again, Dak has shown me that the bigger the game,
right?
He may not be the sole reason that they lost, but he definitely is a key contributor to why they lost.
Game. He needs to do that.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I have to, at this point, I have to theorize and hypothesize on whether or not Dak Prescott can be a good playoff quarterback. I don't have to question what my quarterback looks like in the playoffs. I don't have to question what my quarterback looks like playing in the NFC Championship game. I don't have to question what my quarterback looks like in the Super Bowl. I look at his body of work, which was in the half amount of the time that Dak has been in the league, and his body of work shows me, Okay, so when people say who would you rather have, Jalen.
Yeah.
I don't want. I like listen. I like when they was talking about. Remember how like what a week ago they was talking about TJ Watt in a trade for Nolan Smith. You know what I'm saying? Okay, listen, Marcus. We don't. TJ Watt is a Hall of Fame player, just like his brother. Okay,
Yeah.
he is a dog. He is awesome. He is
Big time.
great. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? But we don't need him. We don't need him. I don't know what we don't need him to get to the Super Bowl or to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what TJ Watt would look like in our defense in this Fangio scheme.
Hey Leo, I gotta jump, bro. I gotta jump
All
off.
right, later, big dog.
Right. Take care, Marcus. Good seeing you, brother.
Yo, good seeing you too, my brother.
Yeah.
Yo, say.
I don't know what I can't even begin to imagine what TJ Watt would look like in his defense. I can with Nolan Smith. I don't know for sure that I'm going to make it to the Super Bowl with a player like TJ Watt. I don't know for sure, but you know what though? I went to one with Nolan Smith.
So what? You already know
and
that.
He's a key contributor.
That's right. Key contributor.
And he's only been in the league. This is year 3 for him.
Yep.
This is year 3. TJ Watt is 31 years old.
Yeah.
Looking for a big mega contract.
He's in the damn, and plus the money too, man. You're gonna have to pay him, man. Like
then we gotta pay him all that money. Like, wait, what? You know what I'm saying? Like this doesn't, and that's where I look at people and I'm like, yo, common sense is like really out of the build. Like y'all just literally just saying any old thing.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even. The math don't be mathing all the time. When I listen to these takes, and that's what makes it hard for me to take a lot of these talking heads and a lot of these content creators seriously, because it's like y'all move the goalposts on what it means to be an elite team, an elite quarterback, elite everything. You move the goalposts only because you're pissed the Eagles did it.
Yeah.
And listen, you know, like when it comes to the Giants and everything like that, see what made last year horrible. It wasn't Saquon going to the Eagles and winning the Super Bowl. What really made it horrible was the circumstances in which all that happened went public. It got put on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Your current GM was on Hard Knocks on TV in front of the whole fucking world. You know what I'm saying? Making a mockery of this man when he was trying to get when and they had 2 years to sign him. Remember they franchise tagged him. Then somebody franchise tagging him again, and all this other shit.
They chose Danny Dimes over Saquon. That was the biggest thing.
And both of them off the team.
Biggest mistake ever, man. Like
exactly. But y'all wanted him to go see what y'all wanted him to do was y'all wanted him to go out there and dance a jig to get his money. And it was like, what?
He valued him by all means.
By a whole lot.
Yeah, that wasn't right.
So in my humble opinion, you know, the fact that Hard Knocks caught all of it on TV, on camera. And mind you, the thing about it is that the whole situation with Saquon, the end result, him becoming a free agent, the Philadelphia Eagles signing him and everything like that, all that happened before the Hard Knocks episodes started airing. Okay?
So man, for that.
Say what?
He should have been added. Joe Shane, GM for the Giants, he should have been fired.
Oh, listen.
Let him go. After that,
you sent the guy I didn't think it was going to happen, only because if Dave Gettleman can survive a year after getting rid of Odell, then they was going to definitely do the same thing with Saquon, let the guy run it again. But the thing about it is that I'm saying, look, y'all messed around and y'all did this dude dirty, okay? And it didn't get out to the public until after after the end result, the entire fan base, remember, they was calling him Snaquan Barkley, and you a
Giant fans,
traitor, and
Giant
all this
fans
other
was like
stuff.
dogging them out, yo. They
Yeah,
were
yeah.
dogging them
Tiki Barber did him dirty.
out.
Yeah, Tiki
Keep
was
talking
talking
down
shit.
on
Everybody everybody bashed him. And then
yo.
the Hard Knocks episode started airing. And it was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That entire fan base
Forward
owes
against
him an
even
apology.
after he
And
did what he did with you guys, Giant fans was like, well, he wouldn't have did that with us.
now to be
I'm like,
now to being honest about the
was
shit, we
overrated.
wasn't.
I'm like,
Yeah,
wow. That was like sour grapes right there.
yeah. But see, here's the thing though. Like now that the truth came out and they saw how their GM did Saquon dirty.
And I
You know what I'm
felt
saying?
happy for him. And I'm a Cowboy fan through and through. I was happy for him and Hurts. Like those two guys, I kind of like, you know what I mean? I got a little love for them because they play the game the right way. Both professionals,
Yeah, yeah,
you know, class act, both of them, man.
yeah,
And you got to support guys like that, even though you're on the opposing team. Sometimes you got to do that, you know?
Yeah, well, what it did was because of the Giants, the issue transcended sports. It became about what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And the way that dude, when Saquon did that interview, he said, I didn't even know he was on the other end. Like he was doing that smiling and kiki and all that shit and everything. I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like that made it like I said the entire fan base owes that man an apology. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't and the fact that now here's the thing. The icing on the cake was he went to Philadelphia and the cherry on top was he won the Super Bowl. His first year with us. He did
every game. He was hurt with the Giants a lot.
yards.
Yeah.
And got 2,000 yards. Yeah. And the way this dude is talking, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if he had another big year.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Still good. Yeah, still top tier offensive line.
Bro, they're all like everybody but one guy is coming back.
Right.
That's continuity. You know what I'm saying? That's continuity.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the best way to get offensive line right is to run the ball.
Well, yeah. Now listen, remember what I said? All that shit I was saying about, you know, I wanted us to have DeAndre Swift and everything like that. As soon as the word came out, oh, they got Saquon, I shut it up. I shut it right the fuck up. I was like, oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah. But it's like you said, Swift wasn't the problem. The running game wasn't the problem. But when you go get a Saquon, you kind of upped it up a little bit now. So now,
I wasn't
everybody
saying
gets better now.
Yeah, listen, our run game and our offensive line was so good the year before Saquon got here. I was not screaming sign Saquon. I wasn't screaming sign Saquon like Dallas fans were screaming sign Derrick Henry. And that motherfucker was in Dallas. Like he literally was in Dallas.
We had signed Derrick Henry. It never would have worked in Dallas because McCarthy doesn't like to run the ball, man. He would have been there. It would have been like a wasted player, man, to me, you know. The way
you think Jerry would have let that slid like that? See, when I say that, Dennis.
It's like you said, now you ain't got no system you're running. Now Jerry controlling it. See, so now we're going back to that thing. What are you? You gonna run? You gonna listen to Jerry? You gonna pass the ball? You know? Yeah. Straight up clown show.
I'm just.
It is what it is. I'm coding it, man. Like you said, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real, man.
And remember I said when I hear Cowboy fans start talking about the Cowboys, I shut up. That's grown. That's grown folk conversation. It's true.
In the off season, I like the moves they made. They made some subtle moves. The draft was pretty decent. That kid from Boston College, I think he gonna be big for us. Rushing out from the edge. We'll see.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I think our defense this year is going to be better than the defense we had last year.
moves they made. They
I
made
think
sense.
our defense this year is going to be much more dangerous this year than it was last year. It's too many guys. It's too many guys on that defense that have been playing together. Plus the guys we picked up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm asking everybody, like everything you just said to me, you know, about Azeez Ojulari is the same thing that Jesse said with the same type of reverence, like, yo, he's a dog. I know nothing about him other
I
than
watch
he's a
all
Georgia Bulldog.
they come on, you watch them, you know, I'm all around the league, but the Giants I focus on all the teams in the NFC East anyway.
Right.
But that team, like we were saying, that defense is going to be really good. Abdul Carter, man, that was a great pickup for them. Penn State, yeah.
Well, but wait,
Now
we,
practice.
we're in year 2 of Jeremiah Trotter Jr. Dakota Dean will be coming back. You know what I'm saying? You know, then you got Zach Bond. You know what I'm saying? Like these guys, you know, like again, you talk like these are guys who've been playing together for a couple of years now.
Been playing a couple of years together, so
exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Better, man. Same system too.
Yeah, mind you, same coach for the last 4 years.
Right.
Like these guys,
and they wanted Sirianni out of there. He got it together though.
Listen, I you know, full disclosure, you know what I'm saying? I was mad at Nick Sirianni last year.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Man, like, you know.
I was like, dog, don't ever go at the I remember saying, yo, don't ever go after the fans. Do not yell at the fans. It never has worked. It has never worked. And the moment they see that they can get to you, oh, that's it. It's a wrap. They're gonna always fuck with you.
Like Philly fans are like New York fans, man. Like if they see you out here and you a little fugazi with it, they gonna call you out. You know?
Yeah, but here's the problem with New York fans. They talk too soon. They always talk too soon.
I'm a Knick fan too, right?
And that's what I'm thinking about when I say that. That's exactly what I'm thinking about when I say that. Because the shit that they was talking.
Yeah.
Here's the problem.
Like y'all brought that bad juju on the team. I blame I blame the loss on the fans.
The fans got a little reckless with it.
I blame the mishaps of the playoffs on the fan base. It's all y'all fault.
Yeah, they got to slow it down a little bit.
Up. And lo and behold, look who just entered into the chat. The one and only Mark Holmes.
Mark
you know
Holmes?
What I'm saying? And he said Eagles fans never shut up. Mark, hey Mark, I'm gonna put the
good, Mark.
I'm gonna put the link in if you want, man. Hop in.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Let me see.
Nice.
I blame you, Leo. He said,
only Mark Holmes.
Yep.
And he said,
sure I did this right.
Mark, hey Mark, I'm gonna put the
here it is.
Mark, I'm gonna put the link in if you want, man. Hop in. Oh, let me see.
Thanks.
I blame you, Leo.
Here we go.
Only Mark Holmes.
Yep. All right. There you go, Mark. If you can't, birds suck. Really? See, Marcus. See what I mean? See what I mean?
Yo,
I just said it.
You know we got to get you though, because you're on top right now, so we got to cut you down a little bit.
You know what though? But wait. Isn't this supposed to be the intellectual conversation, right? Aren't we supposed to be having an intellectual conversation?
Oh yeah, but you know.
But then he does this.
See what I
you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like, come on now. You gotta be kidding me.
He's talking about boy Dak. He's talking about Dak, really reckless.
Yo, hey, you know what though? But was I wrong? All right, no problem. He said he'll get us next time.
Martin's a Dak guy. I'm a Dak guy too, but I'm gonna call him out when he ain't playing well. But I'll always support that man. Always support that.
And that's why I said, listen, thanks, Mark. That's why I said if we're talking about regular season, Okay, fine, no problem. That's that, and that's a conversation. All
His
right,
game every
but that's
year.
not the conversation I'm having right now. The
Well,
conversation I'm having right now is when it comes to the big games, what has he shown me?
we could say that about Josh Allen. We could say that about Lamar Jackson. You know what I
Yep,
mean? Dak is
yep.
not alone on this now. So I mean,
But I'll even
they
go
were
even
first
further.
round draft picks, Lil. Dak is a fourth round pick.
Conversation I'm
So maybe Dak is where he needs to be. That's why we always talk about he needs help. You know what I mean?
big game.
Which he has this season. We got George Pickens now. You know, Jake Ferguson is back. Offensive line is beefed up. So now we're gonna see.
With
We're
no
gonna see
depth.
this.
With no depth.
Dak
That's
is not known for turnovers. I don't know why he got this stigma of turning the ball over.
because he has a stigma. No, he has the stigma of turning the ball over in critical moments
At
in
times he
big games.
does. At
Yes,
times he
and
does.
that's
so
what I'm
does
judging
the
him
others.
off of.
Nah, I
Huh?
got you on that. I got you on. He got to clean that up.
Yeah, so when I'm analyzing again, the regular season stuff, you got that. But
Yeah.
and that's not I'm separating them.
That's why I
Now
said
let's
they
just
could go
talk
10
about
and
the
7.
playoffs.
They might go 10 and 7. I give them 10 and 7.
And that's what I'm
You know, worst case scenario, maybe 9 and 8, because they're a very talented team, the Cowboys. You got to look at the team. Deron
Yeah.
Bland is coming back. You got Diggs out there. You got Overshown coming back. Sam Williams. I mean, we got a squad, bro. Like,
are they coming back soon enough?
we ain't chopped liver now.
Now, but again, you lose one guy, you lose two guys, three.
But I think it's the run defense is the problem. Out there, you got where's the question mark? So we
And you still feeling
get
10?
Mozzie to step up. We need Mozzie to step up.
All hypothetical. All hypothetical.
Mozzie came in the last season with a surgery. He had surgery before the season.
Yeah. But I'm just saying.
Toward the end of the season, last season, he stepped it up. He started playing well.
And mind you, Dak is coming off a major injury too. Now, I could argue this with you by saying every time he's come off a major injury, he's had a career year.
That's right.
That,
and I'm
you know
gonna give you another one. Nobody has repeated winning the NFC East in like what 20 years, maybe.
Oh, that's a foregone conclusion. Nobody care about that. We're gonna win. Y'all know we're gonna win it.
Y'all ain't gonna win, right?
You know we're gonna win it. You know we're gonna win it. This is the year it gets broken by the Eagles. You know it. Come on now.
Watch out for the Commanders. That's all I got to say too.
I said they've been talking. They have been talking mighty spicy. They talked to us spicy all last year, right up until when we played them in the NFC Championship game and we put up 55 on them.
They're gonna be nice, man. They got Debo. The only thing is that secondary is kind of trash, man. I don't respect their secondary. But Debo got to keep his weight down too, man. He eating them Krispy Kremes, whatever. I don't know. He kind of bulked up.
I guess my man gonna use the training camp to get himself in shape.
I guess.
I
like a
know
little
players that do
butterball
that.
out there, man. They gonna be nice. The only thing is that secondary.
Those who live in glass houses.
You know, in Carolina, they like to eat, man. Carolina boy, man.
Those who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. So I'm not going. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just say like, You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay.
Yes. But I think he'll be ready by the season. He'll be ready though. Debo's tough, man.
Yeah, but and yeah, I don't expect him to not be able to perform. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying to you is that when I look at this Giants defense, when I look at this Commanders offense and defense,
right.
When I think about the Cowboys and what they had to bring, you know what I'm saying? If I had to face those teams, if I had to get a team that I got to face them. Oh, I actually had the team.
But you know what? Whose defense is gonna probably worry more about the teams in the division? The Giants, and I mean that secondary because they got to face CD, Pickens, Devontae Smith, AJ. You got McLaurin, and then you got Debo to go with them. So you got 6 top-tier receivers in the division. And the Giants' defense, their front four is nice, right? But secondary, I'm not sure.
Right.
I'm not so sure if they built that up yet.
Yep. But here's the thing, though. The interesting thing is that it seems to me like the philosophy of that defense will be to get to the quarterback before he can throw the ball.
Defense, your front four is nice.
That's what they're gonna want to do. They're gonna want to. They're gonna ask their DBs to shore up against these wide receivers just long enough for the defensive line to get to the quarterback.
Yeah,
they want to do to everybody what the Philadelphia Eagles did to Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Yeah. They want that. You know what I'm saying? 6 sacks with only 4 people. Against,
you know what I thought would be good? Kayvon Thibodeau for the Giants.
Yeah.
Like he's okay, but I thought he would be better. You know what I mean?
Well, is he like the Giants version of what Mozzie Smith could ultimately turn into?
Yeah. See? No, it's too early for Mozzie.
What I said, what Mozzie could turn into. You see what I'm saying? Is Mozzie trending in the direction of you feeling about him the way you feel about Thibodeau?
The Giants,
somewhat.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Listen, all I'm doing is, again, I'm not trolling. I'm just drawing parallel comparisons in terms of how I analyze the Dallas Cowboys and the way I think. Again, Mark and them run from intel. Mark runs from boots on the ground intel. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I can't have that intellectual type of conversation with him. Whereas for me, I'm listening to all y'all. When y'all start talking about your team, I'm listening to everything. I don't care.
Taking it in like a sponge, right, Leo?
Yeah, I need to know. I need to know. Like, okay, because I know y'all not getting Ojulari back until well into the season has started.
Yeah,
that's a problem. See, when I listen to Dallas fans talk, Overshown. Yeah, that's it, Overshown. When I listen to Dallas fans talk, y'all talk like everybody going to be available week 1. No, they not. That defense. That defense is not going to look like that. What you have on paper, that's not what you're going to start off with week 1.
That's why I put up health. Health is key. If they stay healthy.
Yes.
We might have something there. If we stay healthy, we might have something there in Dallas.
The only player we have who we won't see in the beginning of the season is Nakobe Dean. And he's trying his damnedest to change that. If you look at the last couple of videos he's been putting out, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna probably start off on PUP. Rightfully so. You know what I'm saying?
Player we have
physically unable to perform list. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Diggs is coming off an injury too.
Exactly. So that means that you're probably not going to see him until week 4, week 5. You see what I'm saying? So for me, all I'm saying to you, Marcus, is like, bro, when you look at my squad, you know what I'm saying? Nakobe Dean is the only big name player that we got coming off a major injury that we probably won't see until a quarter way into the season. Right. But the guys who stepped in after he left, we didn't skip a beat.
All I'm saying,
we did not skip a beat.
Oh,
and now you got a whole bunch of guys playing in the same system, but Mark don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to analyze that. He don't want to, like, let's compare apples to apples, oranges to oranges. He don't want to do that. As soon as I start talking this way, he goes, nobody cares. Okay, Leo, you guys are the greatest. Nobody cares. And it's like, no, Mark, I'm not saying that, bro. Come on, let's talk. Let's talk about this. This is the mission brief. Like you said on Call of Duty. They don't let you start the round until you have your mission brief.
You want to do that.
And you don't want to have the mission brief. Why?
Yeah, okay, Leo.
Why would you not want to have that?
But I tell you what, the Eagles right now, they top dog, but everything got to click, man, because it's hard to win in the NFL. Because all it takes is one injury, man. Like,
And that's why I said for us, our biggest adversary is going to be health. We were blessed
yeah.
last year. We were
Because most
blessed.
teams,
Even
as far as the backups are concerned, you know what I mean? Because of the salary cap, they can't really add top tier talent. You know?
yeah, and mind you, which is why when folks recognize the fact that in the last 4 or 5 years, Howie's been killing it in the draft.
Yeah,
And
he's
what I mean by that is that, and the reason why I'm bringing that up is because we still, with all the guys we lost, we still got guys who are not new to the team, but have that potential to immediately fill in. You know what I'm saying? Our
yeah.
center, our center last year was the guy who was taking over for Jason Kelsey.
Oh
Did
yeah.
you notice? Did you even notice that Jason Kelsey wasn't even on the team last year?
Didn't really notice it, and that was a question mark I had for you guys before the season started.
Yeah,
I said,
and
"Wow,
you didn't
Jason."
even realize it wasn't a question mark till the end at the end of the season. And that guy went to the he had a Pro Bowl year.
To the Pro Bowl.
Yup, and mind you, the year we drafted him, when we drafted him, he was Jason Kelsey was still on the team, and he played that. Cam Jurgens played right guard and had a
Yeah.
Pro Bowl year when he
That's
played right guard.
that's coaching though. Going back to what we were saying. If you get coaching, guys buy in, it makes everybody life so much better, man, on the football field. Smooth. It's smooth then, man. Like,
I'm just saying, Marcus. I'm just saying. You know, this is a very dangerous team. You know what I'm saying? The continuity that we have going in and the quality of depth and young guys.
Now, Leo, week 1 on the football field, boys gonna take them down, man.
Yo, listen.
And I ain't saying, you know, we gonna win the Super Bowl, but week 1, the boys are coming. You know, this is, and they're gonna take them. They're gonna take the Eagles down. I really believe they're gonna take it. You know, they're gonna steal it.
Wait a minute. You said you really believe that?
Oh yeah, week 1. Week 1 on football
in Philly, the day we raised that banner. And
the reason why I say that is because of the banner being raised. I think the Eagles are not going to take the Cowboys seriously. I think they're going to sleep on them. It's a trap game. You know what they say about trap games. You know what I mean? Hey, they happen. They happen every year.
Let me tell you what's going to happen week 1, right? Let me tell you what's going to happen week 1. Week 1 is when everything that has been said about this team in the offseason gets taken out on y'all.
It's a trap game. But like you said, Leo, it's week 1, preseason. Nobody's ready. That's why I give the Cowboys a chance.
But again, you know what I'm saying? You guys get to be the first ones we get to take all of the off-season disrespect out on. In our house.
No, we're the ones that feel disrespected.
Huh?
You're the champs. You're the champs. You are respected right now. You know that.
No, I'm saying everything that you've heard it though. Come on, Marcus, you've heard it, right? You've heard how the talking heads and a lot of these content creators have been disrespecting the team, not just Jalen Hurts, but the team as a whole.
The team as a whole.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're the super team. They're this, they're that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, all that talk, from the whole season, it's going to get taken. Y'all the first ones we get to express that on, and it just so happens that game comes the day we drop the banner, and we would have just gotten our rings. We'd be like a month out of having our rings.
Right,
y'all gonna get fucked up.
We're gonna roll up in there and take it. I'm telling you, it's gonna be like it's preseason. Nobody plays in preseason, Leo.
No, I'm talking about week 1.
For us to steal that game. You guys are favorite. You should win. But I have a hunch that we're gonna steal it. I really do.
No, I understand that, but that's the thing. All you're doing is it's a hope and a prayer You know what I'm saying? That's all this is. It's a hope and a prayer. But here's what's funny. If y'all win, that would be a surprise, right? But if
Yes.
we fuck y'all up, you would have expected it. Well, you're supposed to play like that. You're the Super Bowl champions.
I
You're
don't think we're
supposed to
gonna get
beat
along.
us. Y'all supposed to smash us because it's week 1 in your house and you dropped your banner. All we wanted to do was just see what we look like against y'all. And we held our own for the first quarter, the first 2 quarters, first 3 quarters, or however y'all gonna spin it. But
Right.
the thing about it is that week 1 is just a win-win for the Dallas Cowboys. It's a win if you guys steal one, and it's
Game we
still
can
a
take.
win if you lose one, because then you'll be able to say what the narrative would be, but you couldn't blow us out. You only beat us by 3 points.
No, but if you beat us, I'll give you your respect. That's one thing about me. I'll give you your respect. I won't, sugarcoat. I'm not gonna make excuses. None of that, man.
But
I'll
you
give
do know that's an issue with Cowboy fans, right? Come on.
Well, they're the new age Cowboy fans. I'm a seasoned
Exactly.
Cowboy fan.
Exactly. What I'm saying to you is that as your week 1 opponent, I want you to realize that I know exactly who the hell I'm playing. When I
Right.
say the things that I'm saying, I want you to, like, I obviously have been listening to the safety briefs that Mark won't take. You understand what I'm saying? Mark don't want this information.
I just think week 1, you guys could be taken, man. That's all. I mean, on paper,
Everybody, listen.
y'all should win. Maybe
Everybody, listen. Anybody can be taken on week 1. Week 1 is week 1 is when it's 0-0, okay,
they trying to
and
figure it out.
everybody's learning how to, the coach. Everybody's
Yeah.
now. The thing about it is that here's the thing that I just feel like Dallas fans are just not accounting for or just intentionally ignoring. But week 1 for you will be your head coach's first game ever as a head coach. Okay. Your defensive, offensive coordinators will be their first time coaching this team.
Mhm.
It'll be the first time your offensive line will look like it looks now. It'll be the first time all George Pickens has ever caught a pass from Dak Prescott. It'll be the first time in however many games that Dak Prescott has actually been in a live fire exercise, right?
That's true.
All of these things are happening in week 1. And the ones that and in week 1, all these things are happening against the Philadelphia Eagles, who just coming off a Super Bowl, who's returning 10 out of 11 starters.
That's
who's
right.
returning 7 out of the who's returning 6 starters on defense. You know
Have
what
a
I'm saying? Like
all these
But
are happening against
here's the thing.
Philadelphia Eagles.
The Eagles went through the same thing last season and won the Super Bowl. New offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator, and he won the Super Bowl. New running back. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying we're the Eagles. I'm not saying our transition will be the same. But in sports,
no. Let me
anything's
ask you
possible.
something. Let me ask you something. Right? What do you think of Jalen Hurts? Do you think he's an elite quarterback? What do you think of him overall? What do you think?
Jalen Hurts, to me,
is he a top 5 quarterback?
Saying we're the Eagles, I'm not saying I don't transition. No, as far as talent, no. He remind me of Dak. But as far as winning games, clutch, top 5. See, there's 2 different type of quarterbacks. Justin Herbert has more talent, but he's not a winner. You know what I mean?
To me, top 5.
Like
Now,
certain
let me
guys,
ask you something.
What are ballers though? Hey, Hurts is a baller.
So let me ask you something. Right? What makes you think Justin Herbert is more talented than Dak Prescott? I mean, than Jalen Hurts. Why is Herbert more talented?
Attributes, arm strength, size. You know, all the things that you want in a quarterback. But one thing you can't get from all that is heart and the will to win. And I think clutch-wise, Hurts is one of the best out there right now.
So who else is better than Hurts in your opinion?
Arm strength. I'll put Josh Allen ahead of him.
Okay. And why?
things that you want to quarterback. Just because of the resume and what he does for that team, he doesn't have the help. One thing that hurts is that he has a lot of help around him. So it's hard to really judge him, you know? Like, put him on the Jets, what is he? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Put Josh Allen there, I think he can make them a good team, because I don't think Buffalo has great talent, and they win every year. Lamar Jackson, same way. But those guys are first-round pick quarterbacks. They like top-tier quarterbacks. So it's hard to Hurts
Now,
is
who else?
second-round pick. Jets, what is he?
Is Joe Burrow a better quarterback than Jalen in your mind?
Joe Burrow is hard to figure out. He has those two receivers. He's like Hurts, you know what I mean? But I like Burrow though. Burrow's a nice player, man, gamer, another guy that's gonna play to win.
Okay, and is Lamar Jackson a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts?
Absolutely. Burrow is hard to figure out. I won't even hesitate on that. Like Hurts.
And is Patrick Mahomes a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts?
Yes, he is.
Okay,
Yes,
now
Hurts somewhere after those guys, though. You know what I mean? He's definitely top 10.
Now let me. I want to ask you something. I want you to give me your honest opinion, right? Does Jalen Hurts take those quarterbacks that you placed above Jalen Hurts, keep them in the same place for now, right? And I just want you to, just like how you say, imagine Joe, Josh, Lamar, or Patrick on the Eagles, right? And they're going to win the Super Bowl, right? All right, let me ask you something. Put a different offensive coordinator in each of those quarterbacks' lives for the last 5 years. Do they still win the Super Bowl?
Imagine Joe,
good question.
Josh, Lamar, Patrick on the Eagles,
because we all know,
I would say yes. I would say yes.
So if Josh, Justin, Lamar, Patrick, and all of them had a different quarterback every year for the last 5 years, you're saying they'll win the Super Bowl. They'll go to the Super Bowl twice and win one. Huh?
But their talent, their ability. I think they possibly could have done the same
with a different system every year.
I'll give them that.
You're saying
exactly. That's my point, Marcus.
He's done it. I get it,
Marcus. What all the quarterbacks? If you look at Brady and you look at Mahomes, because they're the only two quarterbacks that have been winning Super Bowls for the last however many years, right?
Right.
Exactly.
Did those quarterbacks have the same system? At least 2 years in a row?
Yeah.
If you look at
that's what
they had.
Yeah.
Look at
that's
Jalen's
tough.
Mahomes,
Jalen's never had that.
That's why I was saying with Hurts, he has the other thing about him where he's a gamer. He's going to win by all means necessary. It's not just about throwing the football down the field to star football players. He's going to get the first thing with his legs.
I don't know. I don't know. I would beg to say I can't say that those quarterbacks will have the same kind of success that Jalen has had if you give them the same type of circumstances with learning a new offense. And mind you, and the only reason why I'm saying that is because none of them guys other than Patrick Mahomes has been to multiple Super Bowls and won under different, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It's not the same thing.
System. Yeah. It's easy to win when you have that same offense every year.
Remember when Micah said, is it really Jalen Hurts or is it the system? Well,
I remember that.
He's had a different system every year.
Yeah.
So is it the system or is it Hurts? It's Hurts. You can't say it's the system. Now, which one? Kellen Moore's? Shane Steichen's? Whose system?
You got
which
that
system?
talent. You could put different systems and it still work because talent overrides everything.
And we can say that about Jalen Hurts. Can we say that about Joe Burrow? No, we've never seen that.
Because they've never been put in that position.
Exactly. Can we say that about Lamar? Can we say that about Josh?
No.
Can we say we can't say that about none of them. The only one we can say that about is Jalen.
All I can say is that because those guys are so talented, that I would give them a great chance of being able to do it.
But here's the thing: they're so talented that they couldn't even do it when they're in the same system for 2 years.
This is true. This is true. That's a
If you
great point.
can't, if with all that talent and you can't make it to the Super Bowl or win a Super Bowl,
That's what I was saying. Josh Allen, Lamar are similar to Dak because they're good quarterbacks. Playoff wise, they haven't gotten it done. And these guys are top. These guys are first round draft picks. It's actually worse for them not to do it compared to Dak. Dak is a
playing
fourth
in
rounder.
the same system.
Right.
Playing in the same system. All I'm saying is that we all know when you get a new when you get a new offensive coordinator, that's literally like learning a whole new language. Everything is brand new. And you telling me that these dudes that you got in front of Jalen Hurts can't even get the job done when they're in the same system. Right. The shit that Michael was knocking Jalen Hurts for a couple of years ago, these guys have had and still couldn't get the job done. Now you're telling me that if you give them a different coordinator every year that they've been in the league, as long and it's the same amount of years as Jalen, okay? And you're telling me that these guys, if you give these guys a different coordinator every year, they'll be able to get the job done talent-wise? Bullshit. I call it bullshit because I've seen them in the same system for more than 1 year and they still couldn't get the job done.
I just think they got more talent though in Philly. I think that helps Hurts. I believe also if he was with either Buffalo or Baltimore, he wouldn't be as good.
But Marcus, you know it does not matter how much talent you have. If you cannot pick up and master that offense, the talent it's not going to work.
I believe,
and mind you, it's not going. And mind you, you're not going to have your wide receiver number one is not going to be the number one wide receiver in the league. Your running back is not going to be the best running back in the league if you don't. If the quarterback don't have that system down pat.
Saquon Barkley took a lot of pressure off Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, but at the same time, Saquon ran the ball better than any other running back that we've had. He wasn't like again, running the ball was never our problem. I can see
Saquon would take it to the house though. Like Swift was good. He wasn't one of them kind of guys that could do that now.
Yeah, but look at go back and look at DeAndre Swift though.
He was nice. He was nice.
Bro, he was exceptional in that offense. He did just what Saquon did.
Who's better, Saquon or Swift?
Saquon for sure. Don't get me wrong. That's because he's a better quarterback, a better running back. But here's the thing: Saquon did the exact same thing that DeAndre Swift did. He got behind that offensive line and had a career year.
Did it at a higher level. Yep.
But he still had his best year behind that offensive line. DeAndre Swift had his best year behind that offensive line.
What he
had like 1,400, 1,500. No, he had no. Yeah, he was up there. He might have had 1,300 yards.
Right.
He still had.
Let me look it up. I'll look it up right now.
Good. He was good for them.
Listen, bro. I'm telling you, stats. Here we go.
What he had like? I mean, he did what he had to do. But at the end of the day, when Barkley gets the ball, he can score on any given play, man. That's what made him so terrific for that offense. And he stayed healthy, too. He had a reputation of being injured a lot, stayed healthy for the Eagles, and rest his history, made the Lombardi. I'll give it to him. But one thing he did, he's on the cover of that Madden. He's on the Madden cover, Leo.
Oh no, I'm sorry. DeAndre Swift had 1,049 rushing
There it is. Stay healthy for the
Uh,
Eagles. It's the baby Lombardi. So you
and
got Barkley at that double that pretty much. That's what I'm saying. That production is real, man. Cover Leo.
no, you're right. You're right. Hold on.
Yeah.
DeAndre Swift had.
But he still did his job. I understand what you were saying. They were able to run the ball. That wasn't a problem, you know.
Right.
Barkley just took it to another level.
Right.
You know
But
what I mean?
all I'm saying is that he did exactly what DeAndre Swift did. Had a career year, a way
Yeah,
better career year than DeAndre Swift, but he still had a career year. Like Barkley would have never been able to do that behind any other line in the league.
Never did that with the Giants.
Right, right. And so my point in all this is to say, yeah, hey, Emily Bentley. All I'm saying is that again, you know what I mean? When I think about the way these guys are running the way this team is built, you put all we need is a quality running back. You know what I'm saying? That's what we really need. And that's what we had. That's what I thought we had. I felt like we had when we had DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, great.
All I'm saying is
that that's it. That's all I just, wanted to make sure I got those points out just to say, hey, look, y'all, you know what I'm saying? I was screaming DeAndre Swift right up until when I found out we actually had a chance of getting Saquon. I didn't think that was possible, but okay. And I shut it the hell up.
He fell right into y'all lap. Crazy, man. Like, I was like, wow. I was mad at John. I'm like, why'd y'all let him go to? Like, what's going on, man?
Yeah. And listen, if Saquon gives me 1,300 yards, I'm happy.
Right.
If he give me 1,000 yards, I'm still happy. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see. Yeah, but hey, and listen, Marcus. Remember what I said? He got a chance. That dude might mess around and try that shit again, or come close to it.
Yeah, man. Because it'll be another year, like you say, in that offense.
I'm happy.
You know, offensive line is still stout. Lane Johnson's still out there manhandling people. He's another guy. Man, he's a baller, man. Future Hall of Famer.
Yeah, absolutely. First ballot. Absolutely. Him, Jason Kelce. Listen.
I still love Jason Kelce, man. Like it was just like, yo, that guy's a baller right there, man.
And understand, there was a time where they was trying to get rid of his ass. They couldn't get rid of him fast enough.
See that?
It was Jeff Stoutland who came and saved them.
Wow.
Yep, Stoutland saved them. They was trying. They was trying to run him out of town.
He's not that big neither, but he got like that leverage.
He's athletic as hell. He is athletic as shit.
Very athletic, yo. Very athletic.
And so
like
that's where all that came from.
Yo,
well, look, man, we've been going for a minute, man. I appreciate you hopping on, man, and spending some time with me talking about this, man.
We gotta do this again, man. He got like
absolutely, man. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And hit me up, you know what I'm saying? I'll shoot you my email and everything like that, bro. We get with each other, all right?
No doubt.
All right. Later, man. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me on the Birds section. Peace to my man Marcus Black, man. Shout out to Eagles Drew for joining us. You know, Mark Holmes, Game Time, all you guys on the rest of the Dallas Cowboy fan base. Hop on in. Come see your boy. Come see your boy. You know what I'm saying? I come to your world, you know what I'm saying, and stand tall. Come to my world. All right? You know what I'm saying? That's a challenge to Mark Holmes and Game Time Brian and Momo. Momo's another one. Like,
next time.
That's a Cowboy. That's a Commanders fan that be talking spicy, but he be talking crazy. Momo, gotta love him, but Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Get at me. You know what I'm saying? You see, we're not that young of a channel, but we got to build that membership up, get those subscribers in. You know what I'm saying? I want to get to a point where I can monetize this too as well and compete with everybody else. We need our own version of an Eagles channel to where I really hope the other fan bases do come on and we go back and forth like this because I enjoy it. This is what makes it fun for me.
I gotta
You know what I'm
try.
saying? Being able to directly engage, yeah, and keeping it respectful. You know what I'm saying? That's the other thing too. I think when we have a genuine respect for one another, you know,
Absolutely.
it goes well.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right.
Everybody, take care. See you
Yes.
guys the next time on the bird section. Peace.
Yes, sir. Peace.
For me. I gotta try.
My man. All right, big dog. You have a